Welcome to Omaha, where they have been contesting the College World Series for 3/4 of a century. In this incredible town, in this incredible setting, it's about the players, the schools, and this town.
The senses always take us back. A smell, a taste, a few notes from a familiar song. And in an instant, we're home again. This town has been home for college baseball since 1950. But it's never just a homecoming, or just the start of summer, or just the maker of memories. It's all of that and more. It's Omaha. Today is packed with a trio of proud programs who have never made it to the final weekend. We're going Omaha! Come on, baby! The Gators team that came within a game of winning it all 1 year ago. We're going Omaha, baby! Let's go! The dream of getting here has happened. The dream of being the last team to leave here has just begun. 8 teams, 1 champion. In between, America's greatest homecoming party.
Welcome to the 2024 NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. I'm not sure everybody has gone to sleep yet. Some have woken up. Some thought maybe yesterday was a dream. You could not have imagined a better day one and night one to open this edition of the World Series. And welcome to Omaha, Big Blue Nation, the Kentucky Wildcats, their first ever trip to this College World Series. That guy's been here. He's had some good and some very, very bad experiences. 2021 certainly comes to mind for Elliott Avent and the NC State Wolfpack. Yeah, yesterday they decided, you know what, we'll take our chances. Pitch to Vance Honeycutt. He has been a postseason stud. He delivered a walk-off for them yesterday. And then last night, Tennessee was down like all game. 4 runs in the 9th. Dylan Dreiling has the game-winning hit. And Simo delivers a cycle and then adds a double. Dreiling only had 4 hits and got overshadowed by his teammate. So the 2 1-0 teams will meet again. Florida State and Virginia now backs up against the wall. An encore, if you will. Kentucky and NC State to get things started. A&M and Florida. Weather is cooperating. There is a chance we're going to get some storms later. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Eduardo Perez, Ben McDonald, and of course Danny Wexelman in just a few minutes. What do you think about what you saw yesterday?
I tell you what, I think most people felt like last year was the best College World Series they had ever saw. And then after what happened yesterday, I mean, the first time in College World Series history we get 2 walk-off wins in the first day. And all Christian Moore did was hit the second cycle ever here at the College World Series in the nightcap. So I don't know if it can get any better than that, but we're going to try here in day 2.
Let's try to keep the momentum going. Kentucky's on the field for the first time. There is a bunch of blue in the stands, which you'd expect. Let's talk about this Kentucky program, what it means to be here and what they hope to do.
You know, it reminds me a lot of the line that Kevin Costner used, and it's, if you build it, they will come. And boy, have they shown up in a major way. You see the numbers right there, how they've continued to progress. But since 2018, when they were able to build Kentucky Proud Park, it has changed the thought process, the fan base, and you're going to witness it here today in Omaha as for the first time the UK team is here representing well.
And look, the weather may favor them. This is a small ball, and the word they like to use is attack, attack, attack. We saw McCarthy score from second on a wild pitch, which helped get them here. On the other side, there is experience, and the guy on the mound actually has experience here.
Sam Highfield's been here, and he's done it a lot. And I tell you what, this team was kind of floundering along halfway through the year, but they grabbed another gear, and the pitching got a lot better, but it's been mostly about the offense as of late. And I tell you what, they have hit the long ball, averaging 8 runs per game in the NCAA tournament. 16 home runs they have hit in the NCAA tournament. Only Tennessee has hit more. And I tell you what, don't sleep on NC NC State, folks. I'm telling you, they are a team. Don't pay attention to the numbers. They are playing much better than what the numbers show.
And it's all about how you're playing in that very moment. And Elliot Avent can tell you stories for years about his baseball background. And look, Danny, he suffered in 2021 along with an entire team, something he never thought imaginable.
Yeah, guys, there's an image ingrained on the minds of Wolfpack fans. You know it. It's the guys, the Pac-13 right here on the field after 1 a.m. when their elimination game was ruled a no contest because of COVID. They had to go home, and Elliot Avent told me he doesn't really think about that moment almost ever, but he definitely hasn't forgotten what happened on June 26th, 2021.
Now that we have spoken to the NCAA, they were very concerned that the number of positive tests.
I called every player down at 1 o'clock in the morning. I've delivered some bad news, but that was among the toughest. One by one, they walked by me, and not a word was said.
It didn't feel real. It felt like I was in a dream. So many good and bad memories from that day.
I wondered if I'd ever get back here, you know?
NC State's headed back to Omaha.
And to be here right now is so rewarding.
As much of a roller coaster as it was, it's just good to be back. But that's all I wanted. For the end of my college career to be here, there's nothing more I could ask for.
Yeah, Sam Heifel's going to be the starting pitcher today. He told me that they're not chasing revenge, right? All he's been chasing is to get back here, this feeling. And this one, that's for his team. This is for this year's team, not 2021, guys.
Yeah, but there is some of that in the back of their mind. He said, I think about that 13. I also think about the 14 guys that couldn't be out there that day. And being here on this field brings everybody that's ever worn either uniform right back into it. Wolfpack's batting order is brought to you by Capital One. Serrano is really the difference maker as he was elevated to the leadoff spot. And since that day, he has taken off. The team has. That was back in the 18th of May. So Eli Serrano leads off. Trey Puser gets the ball for Big Blue Nation. And the 1-0 is delivered. And that one just misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Puser has been outstanding lately, became the ace over the course of this season on a 2-0, and now he falls behind 3-0.
Yeah, Puser has been the hottest pitcher in the country. His last start, 3 starts. How about this? Arkansas in the SEC tournament against Illinois in the regional and Oregon State in the super regional. He has allowed 1 run in his last 3 starts.
Right, 1 run, 3 starts, and he walks the first load on 4 straight pitches. There was a smile after the 3-0 pitch, and everybody kind of looks around. It's a loose sponge. We'll get a chance to see that with what they do on the bench during the game.
Yeah, you see Puser, 61% fastballs, changeup, and then there's a slider about 12% of the time. He's going to lean heavily on fastball and changeup, no doubt about that. And I tell you what, he's got a lot of experience. 5th-year senior, over 300 innings pitched at the collegiate level.
Again, like last night, wind is blowing in. That didn't bother Christian Moore as he hit a rocket to center field for Tennessee as part of their incredible night. But it's blowing in, and it was gusting hard earlier.
Yeah, and yesterday, look, that was 117.4 miles per hour off the bat off Christian Moore.
That was what you call a wind cheater.
This is Garrett Pennington. There is the first strike for Puser. See if that calms the nerves. Certainly one of the questions, guys, that people would ask. First-time team here. How do you handle the big stage, etc.?
Sometimes ignorance is bliss. We're about to find out.
This ball is put up in the air and should be playable for Waldschmidt in left. And you can see the wind bring him back towards the infield. And there's 1 man down. Pennington and Makarevich are the big bats for NC State. Pennington flies out.
Yeah, it's one of those days right now on the fly balls with the winds blowing like it's late. You've got to pursue the baseball and communicate.
We welcome all of you that just watched the soccer game. We are just underway. College World Series, Kentucky, NC State. A leadoff walk, a fly out to left. This is the number 3 hitter, and this one is hit towards left field again. And you can see, if you're just joining us, there is a pretty significant wind again here in Omaha. The traditional wind blowing in, and a big out there for Alec Makarevich.
Yeah, that's the 4th outfielder in Charles Schwab Field. The wind. And during the day today, it is blowing. It's howling a lot more than it was yesterday. We just saw it right there. The wind, 17 miles per hour.
With gusts up to 30.
Yeah, It's a good day. It's a really good day to throw a lot of four-seam fastballs up in the zone.
Let him hit it, right?
That's all Highfield's going to throw is four-seamer. Now, Poozer, who's on the mound right now for Kentucky, he's going to sink it from time to time. He'll throw the two and the four-seamer, but I have a feeling he's going to rely a little heavier on that four-seam fastball.
So after the 4-pitch walk, he's got a couple of flyouts to left. Next one to Kozar, he fouls that off.
That being said, McCoy in right field is playing a straight up right field, respecting the power at the plate.
Those that weren't with us, Poozer in his 3 starts since the end of the regular season, 1 run, 19 innings. And this one is over the head of Petrie. And they get first and second as Kozar delivers the first hit of the day.
Talk about a balanced swing right here, and that's Kozar. For this year, was able to hit 19 home runs. Pitch on the outer half, goes out, good coverage on the plate. See that back foot? Good transition and transfer to the front foot.
Special ball player. I mean, one of the 3 finalists, one of the top catchers in the country. He does it on both sides of the ball. One of the 3 finalists for the Catcher of the Year award, Buster Posey award, and boy, he can hit too. 3 homers in super regionals.
Brandon Butterworth steps in here. He started all 59 games at shortstop. Chance to score here early for NC State. And he pulls it foul. Got a hit in all of the postseason games for NC State. The outfield shallow, and because of that wind, it looks like we got a little malfunction maybe with PitchCom on the leader of the Kentucky team, Devin Burks. He's in the middle of everything, including the batting order, so we'll switch out the communication system.
Yeah, and he's elite behind the plate. This year, the strike rate with him receiving is at 58.1%. Division I average, to give you an example, is 54.2. But most importantly is his framing, 145. League average, 100. 45% better than anyone else in the nation.
Both the pitchers on the mound, Poozer and Highfield, when we see him, terrific. They lock down with runners in scoring position. He's got a sub 200 batting average. It's 194 with runners in scoring position. NC State built with 20 new players, 20 returners. A handful of guys that experienced 2021. 1-1 to Butterworth with Serrano at second base. And this is down, 2 balls and a strike.
First time for Kentucky being here. First time experiencing the elements here at Charles Schwab Field. Outfield and center field and right. Maybe a little too deep with the wind the way it's blowing. With a runner on second.
2-1 pitch, top of the first, and that one is sky high and playable. Right fielder McCoy, he's coming in now, and he catches it in very shallow right field. Poozer perseveres a walk to lead things off. We're just underway. Day 2 College World Series in Omaha with Big Blue coming up. Well, can history repeat itself? It's been an unbelievable college season. The postseason brought us to another level, and man, day 1 and night 1 took us even higher. Bracket 2, and 1 team from each bracket will advance to the College World Series Championship Series. Capital One provides us with the batting order for the Kentucky Wildcats. This is not a team that hits a lot of homers. They steal a ton of bases. They will bunt with runners on any base, including third base. Ryan Walshman is the guy that gets it going at the top.
Yeah, attention to detail if you're playing against the Kentucky Wildcats. One of the things you have to look at is the way that they advance runners. They give themselves up, and it doesn't matter where you hit in the lineup. The Kentucky Wildcats will force you to play great defense in order to beat them.
Then Sam Highfield's mom and dad are NC State grads. His grandfather played on the Pac team in 1960 and 61.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to that ERA, a shade over 5. His last 2 times out, he has been outstanding, including the Super Regional start against University of Georgia. 6 innings of work, only 1 run he allowed that one. See the fastball, slider, heavy, occasional changeup, and curveball as well for Sam Highfield.
Waldschmidt swings the first one down the line. Heading over there is Soul, still going over. The wind got it. The wind took it all the way into the seats. For a while, it looked like he had a play on it, and then it disappeared.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Ball gets in the air today. Everyone has to pursue it, and communication is going to be key between outfield and infielders, because when that wind gets up that high, it is going to push the ball all over the place.
Waldschmidt steps in. He's got 1,100 OPS. This is a very metric-driven team that has been built. They love contact guys. Exit velocity, hard hit rate, barrel rate. As Waldschmidt looks at one and is in there for a strike. 0-2, top of the zone, likes to live, and you can see him pointing back to his bench. One ball and 2 strikes for Sam Highfield. Stands 6'3" on the mound out of Apex, North Carolina. And the team is 14-2 in the games he started. A winner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Ryan Waldschmidt. Strike 3 called. Ben called it up here. And the first out of the game recorded by a strikeout. Looking. Take a look at our keys to the game. It's powered by Shopify.
Yeah, for me, it's Sam Highfield, right? Lean on your experience. This is a kid that has been here in Omaha. He's pitched here before. He's pitched in super regional. He has done, even played a little bit of first base, got a couple base hits off of Kumar Rocker the last time they were here.
Do what you did to get here. Play the small ball. Do and execute well, and you will have a chance. But the bottom line is this: Kentucky Wildcats this year, this lineup today features 106 stolen bases. They have to be aggressive today in that diamond.
They put the shift on for Emilio Petrie, the second baseman out of Quebec, Canada, who his coach says is the best player, as good a player as I've coached. I've led 26 guys to the big leagues. He's as good as anyone I've ever had. And he said he's focused, he cares, he's honest, he's brutally honest. The reason he chose to play baseball out of Canada, he said it was the most challenging sport. How many kids say that? I want to play the hardest thing.
Beautiful thing about him, he's Canadian, did not play much hockey. That means what? He's got all his teeth. Unlike Stubby Clapp, who played for Team Canada.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We talk about those advanced metrics, etc. This guy in 23 had more walks than strikeouts. 18 extra base hits. This year, just under 300, 9 homers, 56 RBI, and a team leading 45 walks. 2-2 on the way, and he slaps it into the seats.
Yeah, this Kentucky offense is different, right? I mean, they find ways to pressure you. But what's odd for me about them is, against the toughest schedule, when they got into conference play, their offense really went to a different level. They hit 20 points higher in conference play than what they did overall. And that's very odd that you hit higher in SEC play as a team. And they led the conference in runs per game, too. So they find ways to score. I mean, they can't hit the ball out of the ballpark, but for them, it's a little bit of everything. They'll fake bunt, fake steal, hit and run, put the ball on the ground. And they can hit some home runs as well.
When Petrie got on campus and they recruited him, he weighed 130 pounds. He's now a solid 190. 2-2. He got jammed, and that one is another souvenir.
I'll tell you what, that's a great sign right there. Why? Because the other few foul balls that he hit, pitches were away. Not afraid to get jammed, even when you're looking away.
And Sam Highfield will do this too. He will use the inside part of the plate for left-handers. He loves his glove side. He's more comfortable throwing fastballs to the glove side. So away from righties, inside the lefties. And he's got a pretty good changeup. Once he speeds your bat up enough, he's got a decent changeup.
Only one guy on the left side of the infield, the shortstop, and this is another one that is spoiled and fouled off.
I love that sequence there. Fastball in, changeup away.
Definite blue tints, his big blue nation hasn't had to travel to Omaha. This is their first maiden voyage, and they are, as you'd expect, showing out. 2-2 from Highfield on the way. How about this at bat? And this will get the folks on the bench all fired up.
There's no accident why he hit 295 and 2 strikes this year. Dialing tough pitches, not giving in, covering the entire plate, not trying to have that high bat speed, but just a high contact rate.
10th pitch, 5 straight foul balls, 2-2. Take on a tough one, just over the plate, but down, and we go full.
D1 average 180. He's at 295. Pretty elite. Crushing the budget right now. Foul ball, man.
What you do, right? That's just how you extend it back. Find all some tough ones, and you hope you get a mistake.
And a bat like this from Petrie will also calm everybody else down. Makes it feel like a regular season game. He sends this one to center field. That one's got carry on it, and it is over the head of the center fielder, Serrano. He perhaps anticipated that it might be held up, and he misplayed it. That's a double for Petrie on the 12th pitch of the at-bat.
We've been talking about this early in this game since the beginning, since it started. The wind blowing out across, in and across towards left. Outfield playing shallow but straight up, and this ball just takes off. He barrels it, and it looked like it took a second gear once it passed that infield. Right here, didn't pick it up well. Then the wind takes it towards his right. No chance bringing it in.
Left-handed batter, right? Ball slicing, and it's sliced into the left center field gap, just kind of getting away from Serrano out in center field.
One and at bat for Petrie, and the exit velocity is 103 miles an hour. Chance now for the leader of this team, Devin Burks. Demoralizing for a pitcher, Ben, when you were unable to strike him out. 12 pitches later, it goes over your center fielder's head.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. But that's all on Petrie there. Boy, he was really, really good. We talked about fight off the tough ones, got a mistake, got a ball right in the heart of the plate.
That's a called strike. Burks did give you the impression he might lay a bunt down. He is the straw that stirs the whole thing for him, especially from behind the plate, where he will, and we'll watch it, physically will the pitchers to success.
But it brought the third baseman in. Accomplished what he wanted.
Late on that one, a good fastball at 92.
I mean, how many, this is how different this Kentucky offense is. How many three-hole hitters in the country have 3 homers and 35 RBIs?
Yeah.
But that's where they are.
250 batting average. There's some thump.
Yes.
A little later in the lineup, but it's, again, not a team that puts it over the wall very often. They will back the throw, and he is back safely as Petrie. Got 25 steals, 24 from Waldschmidt.
I got a feeling a lot of people in Canada, the Quebec area, were pumped up about that one. A lot of high fives going on.
Wonder the impact that ball had on Serrano. Now he plays the outfield. They will think about it. Now throw back and into center field. Holding at third base, but the absolute Kentucky way. Attack, aggravate, instigate, and it leads to a misplay.
All the small things. Put pressure on the defense is exactly what attack means. And again, do the inside. Don't throw it. Why throw it? No need to. I bring the infield in right here. You got 2 strikes. Put all the pressure on.
1-2, and that is a good pitch. Strike 3. Highfield needed it, and he picks up his second strikeout looking.
Well, Highfield can do it, and he can spot that fastball. He's done it twice. Got Waldschmidt looking, and in a huge moment, runner in third, only 1 out. He just knocks a little bit of paint right off the outside corner. And if you want to see a good catcher, watch Jacob Kozark for NC State behind home plate. He is as good as there is at throwing and framing and stealing balls.
Lopez is the DH, and he will swing at the first one, and he will deliver the first run. in the Wildcats World Series history. An RBI up the middle, and that plates Petrie. It's 1-0 Kentucky.
Didn't take long for Mickey Lopez to go out there and see him pitch. This is what he's done all season long. Come in as a grad student. All he wanted to do is play the game, and he's made adjustments. He's become a switch hitter since he got here. Right here, right on left. Sees that breaking pitch, and he celebrates knowing gets Kentucky on the board.
So the mistake cost them. Likely would have scored on a single from second base given their aggressiveness. But they take advantage of the miscue and lead at 1-0 as Daly squares, and that is a strike. Mitchell Daly, the third baseman, over 300 with Kentucky leading 1-0. Daly's got some World Series experience. Twice he came here with the Longhorns of Texas.
Ball!
They will throw to first, and they will again try to cause NC State to do things they wouldn't necessarily like to do, like that play. That was a straight fake on an attempt by Lopez. Wasn't going anywhere, and they got a throw. Gets by the first baseman. He ends up at second or maybe third.
That's what they want to do. That's what Kentucky wants to do too. They want to speed you up.
Ball.
Just makes you deliver the ball faster if you're on the mound, knowing that they can do a lot of things. Disrupts your rhythm, your timing, and then eventually your confidence.
You try to get a little bit quicker to the plate, and sometimes when we get quicker to the plate as a pitcher, that's when we start to make mistakes.
This one is smoked into left field. That's going to get down on a hop. It's fielded out there by Nixon. But he turned that one around. Another 100-plus mile-per-hour shot off the bat.
Hey, look, they've been hitting the ball hard off Highfield. This one, fastball up. Barrels it. Right over Butterworth. Head short. Look at the balance. On top of the plate. That head stays through out in front of the plate. Great angle.
If you're going to face Highfield, you're going to look for the fastball. He typically is heavy on his fastball, about 65% of the time.
Both of these teams and all teams in this World Series from two very difficult conferences to have success in. But 22 of Kentucky's 45 wins this year against the SEC in the regular season. And they got to share their second ever regular season championship. They swept Georgia and Ole Miss, and Bama, and Auburn. Now they got a chance to extend this lead with 2 on for Ryan Nicholson. Strike one.
This is where the pop-up lies, right here in Nicholson. This year, 21 home runs. Only 2 players in this lineup have multiple numbers when you look at digits of home runs.
That one misses. Highfield in 21 in the College World Series, and then you talked about it, he was really good. 7 1/3, 2 hits, no runs in 7 Ks. He outdueled Jack Leiter of Vanderbilt.
Didn't he get 3 hits in that game as well?
It was another game that he went and played first base, but they didn't have enough players. They plugged him in, kind of like a travel ball game is what he called it. Like a Sunday travel ball game. Went out and played first base. Hadn't hit all year. Got a couple base hits off Kumar Rocker.
That's what it was, yeah.
Highfield had a wonderful freshman year. Went 9-2 with a 3.6 ERA. Worked 93 innings that year. Had some back injuries along the way, kind of slowed him down in year number 2, but he has been healthy this year.
He's ahead of Nicholson 1-2. That's outside. Part of the success that they had in winning those SEC games can be directly attributed to the guy at the plate. Nicholson, 15 of his 21 homers came in SEC play. He had 1 homer the first month. Only Moore and Condon and Tommy White had more homers in the SEC. And again, maybe the action behind him on the base, the fake steals, caused him to go full 3-2.
It 100% takes your focus, some of your focus away from what you're trying to accomplish at home plate with your Sam Highfield. Because you're worried about the runners, trying to keep an eye on both guys at first and second base.
They'll be moving here with 2 down on a 3-2. They go swing and a miss, and Highfield ends up striking out 3. But welcome to Omaha and the College World Series, the Kentucky Wildcats. Double for Petrie, straightaway center field. Lopez a single. Daly ends up on first, and a good start for the Cats. Good rip right there as the NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Volunteer fans celebrating an incredible comeback last night. There's a little Arkansas jersey there. Razorbacks were a #1 team in the country for a while. We got a #1 seed trying to win it all for the first time. 25 years. That was 1999 when Miami did, and they did get off to that great start. Sosa, first pitch swinging, center field. And an easy can of corn out there for McCarthy. Danny.
Yeah, guys, who's on the mound? Talked to Dan Roselle this morning, pitching coach for Kentucky. He told me that this guy was the setup guy, right, earlier in the season, and then they just all of a sudden realized, listen, he needs to be starting games, no big deal. You mentioned the smile earlier, Carl. Sometimes he does that out there. He's lighthearted, keeps things loose, but this is a guy who's earned his place, and this was the best thing I heard. They said, win or lose, we poos, guys.
He's getting a lot of swings and fly balls, and given the ballpark, in spite of Petrie's ball going all the way to the track, this is a good recipe for success as Luke Nixon swung at the first one and missed. Way inside, got him on the elbow, and the umpire got that badly too. Heading down to first base is going to be Nixon, and let's hope that our home plate umpire, Mike Morris, is all right.
Right off the elbow guard, right to the top of the right knee and the hand.
Ouch.
Mike Morris behind home plate. That'll sting for a moment or two.
It'll sting, and then you won't be able to feel it, and then it's really going to hurt later. Ideally, you'd like to put a lot of ice right on that right away. Kind of hard to do when you're umpiring. Staff out there asking Mike if he's all right, what he wants to do. His buddies Kellen Levy, David Ewell, and Scott Klein are the other umpires, first, second, and third base today.
We'll find out when he has to go into that pocket to get another ball after a foul ball.
As long as he can raise that right arm, he's all right.
Typical pitcher.
Just give me that right arm, baby.
You can watch the Umcast on ESPN Plus. That's exclusive coverage of this game from our umpire cam. Mr. Morris is ready to go again. Square to front. That's a foul ball as it's picked up by the third baseman Daly.
NC State will play a little small ball down towards the bottom of their lineup. They don't run a lot. Only 44 stolen bases on the year. But Luke Nixon at first base, he's got 14 bags. He leads the club.
Tell you what, the form on that bump was perfect. The angle, the bat, perfect. This is what you want. Foul ball, base hit. The only thing he did wrong was he was too deep in the box. If he's up in the box when he does this, that ball's fair. See where it goes? Teachable moment right there. Move up in the box. You try that. That ball stays fair on the grass.
Sosa has only one steal. He's at first base, and here's the next one. And that one is in the hole. It's going to get through into left field, and an answer from NC State. Hebner delivers.
This is a hot offense, folks. I'm going to tell you. In the Super Regional, in Game 1 of Super Regional against Georgia, 8 consecutive hits to begin the second inning. They put 11 runs up on Georgia in the second inning alone, going to win that game 18-1 in Game 1.
So Nixon advances to second base, and here is Noah Souls, the number 9 hitter. And Elliott Avent, all moving parts in this lineup.
All right, let's get it checked.
And another issue with pitch comm for Devin Burks. Get some better batteries in the PitchCom, I think.
Got to charge them up.
So again, a number 9 hole hitter, and look at Noah Souls, May 31 against Bryant. He does this. He walks with it, and then he flips the bat up. Elliott Avent is as old school as any coach in America, and he got right into Souls. And then a couple of days later against James Madison, look at the reaction.
I'm just going to lay it down so Coach doesn't get in my grill again.
Towards the line in left field, and it is going to go foul.
Guys, I was at that game, and we saw the bat flip. We saw Elliott Avent give a little piece of his mind to Noah Souls. And then later in the week, when he put the bat down, we saw his family after the game. It was Mom who suggested, why don't you just set the bat down next time? That way Coach maybe doesn't get so mad. What do you think?
I think Coach Avent's been around a while. 36 years as a head coach, 28th year at NC State. He doesn't play that game.
Tell you this, on that other foul ball that he hit the first one, that wind just took that ball way out of foul territory. I'm still surprised that left field, Walden Schmidt is not playing closer to the line the way it's pushing everything that way. Again, it's a 30-mile-per-hour gust.
Yeah. And blowing in that direction. Nixon, good speed there at second base. Hefner with a single at first. The 0-2 to Souls, that's way high. I would imagine too, like this is a difference between the two clubs. Souls can lay a bunt down, but in the Kentucky case, you almost expect it on the offensive side. And yeah, I agree with you, Eddie. Given the wind continues to blow hard, that outfield is probably too deep, especially for a 9-hole hitter, but we've seen the power, and he fouls another one off. How many guys do you think yesterday, Ben, hit balls that they said, well, that's a homer in my home park?
A lot of guys. I mean, we say this all the time, but this is the biggest ballpark any of these guys play in all year long. A lot of foul ground, deep out in center field. When the wind pushes in, it becomes really tough.
1-2, roll it over to first. He will think about going to second, but instead Nicholson will go to the bag. Both runners advance, and we go back to the top of the order for Serrano. Wise decision by Nicholson to hold it?
Absolutely, 100% wise decision. And one of the big reasons was he actually made it difficult with the angle that he took to run to second base. Looked over, he said, no, why do that? I'll get the second out. I just have to go up there and battle.
So here is Serrano. Again, the middle of May, moved into the leadoff spot. It was suggested by somebody in the baseball office, and when Elliott Avent first heard it, he's like, what? They tried it. The team averages more than a run a game with him in that spot. His batting average has gone up 60 points. It's like being in a room where you don't get Wi-Fi and it's kind of spotty. It feels like PitchCom is struggling with the surroundings.
Having trouble with Wi-Fi.
In and out.
The wind is messing with it.
Whatever happened to one's a fastball, two's a curve, and if I wiggle my fingers a little bit, take some off, please.
Elliott Avent will be all right with that, I'm sure.
Lots of change.
4 home runs since the start of the ACC tournament for Serrano. Pitch in there for a strike at 81 miles an hour.
A couple years when the University of Michigan came to the College World Series, they were the first actually that I had seen here that had all the signs in the belt buckle. Now we're seeing a lot of teams like Kentucky and others go to that.
A 1 to Serrano, way inside. You can tell he's looking into his dugout. So
not getting anything, yeah.
No.
Time's up, too.
Yeah, because how it works is the pitching coach in the dugout, he calls the pitches. And then everybody wearing a watch can see the pitch, the location. The defense can adjust accordingly. And apparently it's not going through.
I would think it would be very unsettling. 1-1. Yeah. 1-2.
That's the changeup by Puza. When it's on, he can throw it just about any count. Opponent's only hitting 189 on the fastball, 165 on Puza's changeup.
This is a terrific middle infield with Smith and Petrie. We basically have 3 shortstops on the infield. The 1-2 with 2 on. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hozier delivers, and this one is to a guy that swallows baseballs out there at second. Petrie made sure it wasn't getting by him. Serrano grounds out. They will strand 2. Bottom 2 coming up in Omaha as the greatest show on dirt continues. Welcome back everyone to Omaha. Ben McDonald, Eduardo Perez, Danny Wexelman, and I'm Carl Ravitch. Bill Palladino, Jeff Evers in the truck. Nolan McCarthy, watch him at second base here in the Super Regional Game 2. Ball gets by, he's got some lead on it. Pitcher's not moving, and he goes all Pete Rose and touches home. And everybody had their own perspective, kind of watching the swing unfold. That's Nick Mingione this morning. He said, on that play, I cannot handle tentative. We play attack, attack, attack. And we use our brains and guts, and it worked really well for McCarthy on that play.
Yeah, Coach Mintz had the stop sign on right there, and he ran right through it, but he could see the ball. And he could also see the pitcher wasn't covering home plate.
Ben, how difficult is it to pitch to a guy that's on top of the plate the way he is right here?
It can be very difficult.
Ooh. This is Nolan McCarthy. He is the center fielder. Redshirted, waited his turn. Really came on last season. He became the everyday center fielder. He kind of tweaked his hamstring a little bit on that run from second base.
Yep. Ball. Just off.
Man, I do. I think you can just tell the impact. He almost hit him in the head, and then you miss outside, right?
Yep. It's tough. I mean, you see a guy stand on the plate. The room to get the ball on the inside part of the plate, I mean, there's not much room at all. Because if you miss by 3 or 4 inches, you're going to hit the batter.
And he draws the walk. All right, Eddie, this is your guy here, Pete Rose, on the Rose line dive.
Yeah, I actually don't call him Pete. I call him the hit king. And the hit king right there, you see the 75 World Series going straight into third. Tells him, you guys can read it right there. Tell him to keep having fun. However, the only way to have fun is to win. Man, did Pete love to win. All you need to do is go 3 for 10. I've heard Pete say this so many times. He made over 10,000 outs. Still the hit king.
Charlie Hustle.
Third baseman comes in from McCoy. The text was sent to Mr. Flynn. There's a history there, right?
Yeah, so Doug Flynn was backup infielder, utility infielder, started in Cincinnati in 1975 during their run to the World Series wins in 75 and 76, and stayed there before going to New York, and then I believe to Montreal after that. And he's a UK alum, and boy, is he proud of it. And he's been here, he's here, supporting the team as well.
Foul ball. What else did McCoy? What else claim to fame does Doug Flynn have?
Well, 76, I was a kid, and Doug Flynn, being that young player, used to pretty much take care of me in that clubhouse.
So we can blame him.
he's part to blame.
1 ball, 1 strike. McCoy, the right fielder, swing and a miss.
Great player, though. Utility player, and that's exactly what he was. Over 10 years service in the big leagues.
Boy, he's got some swing and miss in him. He's a big chase rate guy. But he's another one that redshirted. And you know, college baseball nowadays, you redshirt, a lot of times guys will leave. That's a punch out. Caught looking, third one of those, and 4th overall strikeout for Sam Highfield.
Well, he really hadn't gotten the changeup or the breaking ball going, but I tell you what, Sam Highfield is spotting some fastballs right now. 3 strikeouts in the first inning, a couple of them looking. This is the 3rd looking fastball, and you can see where Kozark says, big right-hander, give it to me right here on the outside part of the plate, and I'm going to tell you, you can't throw one any better than that.
guarantee you a lot of Met fans right now are wondering why they gave up Tom Seaver for Doug Flynn.
Smith, the shortstop. He's the 9-hole hitter. He sends this one to right field. Souls drifting, and he makes the play. But there's a lot of drifting on balls that are in the air. There'll be some adventures today on the ones that really, really go straight up.
That's the thing. If you're an outfielder, and they were working on this pre-game with the wind, because their practice day there was no wind at all. You have to keep your feet moving. You have to stay on your toes, and the most important thing, Carl, mouth open.
Again, Ryan Walshman bats for the second time today. McCarthy does not have a big lead, and that one is also to right. More on a line. Souls is drifting again, further back, and he makes the play. Just hold your breath every time the ball is put up in the air. Good inning for Highfield after the walk. He gets 3 in a row.
In 2019, Kentucky christened a state-of-the-art $49 million ballpark. UK was the only SEC school to never even make it to Omaha. Well, they're here now, finally, after an all-time super regional celebration on, yes, that field of Big Blue baseball dreams.
Yeah, you know, Mingione certainly will get a lot of credit, but there's a history there. And he said if one guy come here, it's the former coach, Keith Madison. And I got a chance to see Coach Madison before, longtime Kentucky baseball coach. It's the one guy that Mingione said, I just hope he's here. He flew with the team on the plane, so we knew he was going to be here. But his impact on Mingione and the program cannot be overstated.
Yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, had Kentucky going 22-8 in conference play. And they got out of the gates quickly, too. I mean, they won their first 5 SEC series. Then people thought they were going to back up a little bit. They lose a series to Tennessee. They lose a series to South Carolina. But then they got it going again. They knocked off Arkansas, Florida, and Vanderbilt to finish the conference schedule.
2-1 to Pennington. The home run popping that bat. And this one he got jammed on, but he hits it good enough to get over the head of the shortstop, Smith. And Pennington leadoff and aboard.
Guys, you were wondering about the communication for the pitchers, right? And catcher Devin Burke's having an issue. I went up to Dan Roselle, asked him what was going on. He said Wi-Fi. A lot of people here.
See?
Wi-Fi issue. Ben, I know you are rolling your eyes so hard right now, but it's a Wi-Fi issue. Too many fans, you know?
If you say so, Danny.
That's what I said. Listen, I just relay the information they tell me.
I didn't know you were a Tar Heel fan, though. That's a big thing.
Hopper, and that's fielded over there by Nicholson, who will step on the bag.
It's Periwinkle. Come on, guys.
It's not even
Everybody here knows it's Periwinkle. It is not Tar Heel blue. Okay?
Eddie?
I don't know. I went straight to Tar Heel blue.
I'm outnumbered by the boys. I know it.
Danny, I'll take your side.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
Finally.
Periwinkle?
That one's, it's in the rainbow, Ben. Check it out.
Yeah, Ben, you were reciting Roy G. Biv.
Well, the radar's never good when Roy G. Biv shows up. That's orange, yellow, green, and that's what's potentially coming.
Now, right now, it's not. Beautiful blue skies, nice breeze, temperature, low 80s. Jacob Cozart singled his first time up. He's got a chance to pick up Pennington out there at second base. Here's where Burks will go right out and talk to Poozer. As you take a look, and this is the benefit of having our ESPN body cam on the umpires, provided by Mindfly Technology. It's exactly what our first base umpire, Helen Levy, was looking at, or at least that camera in the middle of his chest was looking at. And a terrific angle you saw it during the SEC tournament. You have it here. It's another way to get inside the white lines. If that meeting from Burks and Poozer paid off. He's behind a good hitter in Cozart, 2-0. Tell
you what, with all the amount of cameras that we have all over Charles Schwab Field. I give credit to all the camera guys, but most importantly to both of our directors, Jeff Evers and Scott Johnson, do a magnificent job. I'm in awe every year.
2-1, and watch the wind here. This one carrying, Waldschmidt going back. He's in the corner, and it is a foul ball, and the wind may have aided that. Hey, it carried it, and we're helping with a hat. It carried it, and it also took it deeper than originally it looked like it was going to be off the bat.
And see, he should actually stop around there, because the way the wind is blowing, it's going to take everything to his right.
You know, the ball was actually in the hat. It was in the hat.
Come on, kid.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Mom, everyone. We'll get it back.
The Aggies will teach him tonight how to make that play.
2-2. Cozart ready. So is Pooser. Full. We've all been involved with calling or watching or playing in those games where that ball goes up in the air and you have no idea where it's going to end up. Today here in Omaha is one of those days. Pitch number 41 to the Buster Posey Award finalist, Jacob Cozart.
How about this at bat, huh?
This feels Petrie-ish. Saw him foul a handful off on his 12th pitch. He sent one over the head of the center fielder for a double. That's how Kentucky got an early lead. 19 home runs on the season for Cozart. He's ready. Now it really starting to feel like a Petrie attack.
Yeah, because Poozer's throwing a little bit of everything in it. Fastballs, breaking balls. That was a 3-2 changeup. Well, Pooser has come a long way. His first 6 appearances of the year out of the bullpen. He was kind of the follower. Their Friday night follower after the starter. Starter gets hurt. He just jumped right into that role and has not looked back.
What does he throw on a 3-2? Ninth pitch of this at bat. And that is through. It's going to get into right field. McCoy's got it. Rounding and coming in is Pennington. He'll hold it. And we are tied at 1 as the cleanup hitter, Cozart, delivers his 54th RBI of the year. And his first here in Omaha.
I got to take a look at this one again because my first instinct was that Nicholson, the way the ball was hit, wasn't hit that hard. Had a chance to go to his right and at least stop that ball from going out to the outfield at first base. See this swing, hits off the end of the bat, breaking pitch. And initially as a first baseman, you're thinking this ball's hit too hard, but he breaks immediately to the bag. If his first step is to his right, I think he has a chance to be able to keep that in the infield.
Brandon Butterworth, he squares to bunt, lays a good one down. Daly able to get him.
That's a really nice play right there.
Yeah, it is a bonus to have 3 shortstops in your infield, right? And that's a good example of it right there.
Coming in, it's a do-or-die play. You come in one hand, you play it, you know, the speed of the runner. You take your time, and look, when you have a team that you play for that practices a lot because they do it on the offensive standpoint, you know exactly what to do. You don't panic. Look at the angle that he took to be able to make a good throw and strong throw over to first.
Here is Alex Sosa. He's been hot lately. And that pitch misses down. Yeah, they practice infield before the game, and their transition of glove and ball to throwing hand is incredible. Every one of them come charging in. They have the ability to flip that ball from their glove to their hand and throw it on the run. And we just saw that from Daly.
This year alone, they only played 22 games on natural surface.
Right.
The rest was on turf. Last year, how many games they played on natural surface?
Wasn't many, was it? And this is a different natural surface, right? The grass is a little bit higher in the infield, and we talked to some of the hitters and some of the players. So the grass really grabs the ball here. It slows it down a little bit more than most tracks.
Didn't Danny do some investigative reporting yesterday about this?
Yeah, well fertilized. and watered.
Yes, it was mowed after the practice day, the outfield was, and the infield was the morning yesterday.
Last 8 games, 4 times with 2 or more hits in a game for this one. But on the ground to Petrie. Sosa retired, inning over. Headed the bottom of the 3rd thanks to an RBI from Cosart. We are tied 1-1. We'll talk to the man who loves Omaha as much as anybody. Elliot Avent when we come back.
Welcome back to the College World Series tie ball game in the bottom of the 3rd between Kentucky and NC State. I'm with Wolfpack head coach Elliot Avent. Ben, Sam Heifel on the mound gets the start back in Omaha. What's he meant to your program?
He means everything to our program, and to pitch in this environment, you need somebody that's been out there before, steady nerves, and that's Sam. And you can see the rocky start he got off to in that first inning, throwing so many pitches, and yet he calmed down, and that's Sam Heifel. So he means everything to our program.
I know it means a lot to get back here. What was your first call after you clinched the win to get back to Omaha?
Well, when they finished the dog pile and came over to me, I just turned to Mike Salamino and said, hey, call the drover, tell him we're coming.
And what happened after that? I know you treated your guys, right?
Oh, yeah. They had a blast there the first night. Everybody should go to the drover.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Carl.
This paid advertisement provided by Elliot Avent.
We going there tonight?
We have to.
I mean, coach is just staying at the Grover. And I think that's where he's staying, actually. I feel like he eats there every day.
He's talked about the struggles in the first inning, 31 pitches, only 10 in the second inning for Highfield. And much of his work came against this guy right here, Emilian Petrie.
Yeah, if there's one thing that gets Highfield in trouble, he will rack up some walks. 41 walks in just 80 innings of work for him. Now, recently he's been really good in the NCAA tournament. He's not walked many guys at all, but that's what gets him in trouble.
Two 2-0 to Petrie. This is where the foul ball started his first at bat. He doesn't even offer at that. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Also got to understand what Petrie's done, and when you hang around major league clubhouses, you see different cultures and guys from different countries represented. He barely spoke the language when he showed up at Kentucky. And now he's offering words that he would like his coach Nick Mingione to get into his pregame speeches. Like, have you thought about this? Try this one. Hard worker. 3 balls and a strike. There you go. Petrie on board for the second time.
You guys are talking about learning English. He's been doing it for 5 or 6 years. Learned it by watching Netflix, of course, with subtitles. What was the show? It was Money Heist. Also, he's been taking English classes. Guys working so hard to make sure that his English was up to par. But French, his first language. Eduardo, I know you have a couple of words if you'd like to share them, but very impressive by Petrie.
Oh, I had a girl, Danny, put me on the spot here. Je parle un peu de français. Et vous? And you?
Je ne sais pas. No parlez-vous français. Here's Burks. Squares, gets one down. Plenty of time. He just kind of hung around the batter's box after he got that ball down, and he moves Petrie up to second base. Again, 3-hole hitter in a lineup in the SEC. Bunts his man up.
Doing the little things right, and that was his job. I'm going to sacrifice myself. No need to try to beat the throw or anything. Get the fundamentals. He did that. Now you continue to add pressure on that mound and on that defense.
Love that bunt, too. That was perfect for him, right? Sat there and admired it. Wasn't moving his feet. Wasn't trying to get to first base. His job was to put the ball on the ground and advance the runner.
7th sacrifice bunt of the year. We'll see if it leads to a run. This Kentucky team dominated the SEC. They led the league in batting average. They were 3rd in fielding percentage and 5th in SEC only ERA. They also led the league in on-base, runs, hits, RBIs, doubles, and steals.
Ball. That mustache blue.
Yeah, it's decidedly shaded towards the blue periwinkle color, but I gotta believe it's Kentucky blue. It looks nothing like Danny's.
Or something close to it.
It is blue.
Color.
I can confirm that. Done right before the game starts with dye. It's like it's a temporary dye that he puts in, and sometimes it bleeds a little bit. But the mascot also has a mustache that's dyed blue, Lopez has. But if you also look at his cleats, custom cleats for Omaha, I just found out he's got the California Love on it, Mustache Magic on the toes, Believe, his JUCO college he went to. So the cleats and the mustache is looking good.
He loves sliders, and this one is just held up, and boy, it looked like it was heading towards shallow center, but instead it ends up right in the glove of Hebner. 2 out. Kind of a royal blue. Think about Kansas City Royals. Either way, it didn't help there. Flies out to the second baseman, and now here's Daly. He singled his first time up. Every year you come here, guys, you see phenomenal center fielders. Great play up the middle, in particular shortstops. This year, the shortstop defensive prop is as good as I can remember. And guys behind the plate. Cozart right there just absolutely smushed the ball, make sure it didn't get by him. Daly lays one down, trying to get a hit. Highfield is over there, off balance. That's a good play. Not an easy play.
Who says pitchers aren't athletes, huh? Sam Highfield got a little bounce in his step today. This was a pretty good bunt right here, folks. Pretty good bunt here, but not too good. Sam Highfield, no problem at all. Get off the mound, big fella. Watch him quickly get to it. Bare-handed and off balance. A perfect throw to get the Wolfpack off the field.
So Ryan Hagenow is our dugout captain, and he has free range to do whatever he likes. He can kick a player out, he can kick a coach out. It's his dugout. So if you're not bringing energy, if you're not doing something that he likes, then you're either on the bus or in the locker room.
And Ryan Hagenow now joins us. They call him Hags. Hagenow is how you pronounce the last name. You got a buddy right there with you. This is Carl Ravitch up here with Eduardo and Ben McDonald. Thanks for checking in with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. This is awesome.
What's your buddy doing there?
I don't know. They're going to probably hand me a lot of miscellaneous items throughout this whole thing. So we will see.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, this is our Spider-Man because of our home run celly. You know, we've had the Spider-Man the last couple months, and it's our guy.
Yeah, so what's the story behind Spidey?
Yeah, so my roommate, Nolan McCarthy, out there in center field, wanted to do something different when we hit homers because, you know, everything, we were kind of doing the same thing, either the helmet grabs or the jump thing. So we introduced the Spider-Man celebration.
All right, now look, I mean, I understand there's getting weird, and you can see the guys behind you having a blast. But in talking with your coach today, this is a pretty important role and responsibility you play, as this one is shallow in left field, and Waldschmidt is there to make the play. How serious is the not serious?
Yeah, it's super important for us, especially just when the guys playing in the field right now, when they come in the dugout, having a loose environment to come back to. It kind of keeps everybody off of overthinking everything and just having fun and competing. We're very lucky to be here, so you know, there's no reason to stress about it.
When is the last time you've had to kick somebody out of the dugout, and who was it?
It's usually Drew Lafferty. Kind of fires the guys up. The only time was him. He had to sit completely out of the dugout the whole game at Southern Illinois. He sat behind home plate.
So what was the violation that caused you to say get out and stay out?
Yeah, he was a freshman, and he was being shy and quiet, kind of sitting in the corner. That was kind of soft.
So do you give them a warning first? Is there a warning and then there's a toss out, or how does that work?
Yeah, there's usually a warning, but I was trying everything to get the boys fired up, and it was really cold pre-conference play, and we were struggling a little bit, and that's what it took. So
this one is just fouled by a foot and a half. So there's a whole bunch of activity around you. That is part of getting weird? I mean, you're in the middle of a national television interview. You know, you could go the other way and say, guys, this is really important, but it seems like we're going on the direction of we embracing weird.
Yeah, we embrace it. Like I said, it keeps us loose. We're just trying to come here and play the same baseball we've played all year. And we've been doing this all year, so why change it now?
Is there anything, Hags, where somebody has has come up with, and you've kind of had to say, we're pushing the line a little bit too far.
Absolutely, and I'm definitely not comfortable sharing some of the things on here. That's for sure.
Nick made it quite clear, though, that you really do bleed blue. Can you tell us about your relationship and why Kentucky's so important and meaningful to you?
Yeah, I think it's just how much everybody here cares about you as a person. You know, they all seriously care about you and your life after baseball. It's pretty special to me and means a lot. Especially not just the coaches, just the whole staff, athletic training staff, our equipment guy, where everybody in this program is really close, and it's pretty unique and awesome.
What happens to the dugout if you have to go to the bullpen?
I hand the rein over to somebody else. It's usually Patrick Herrera, and they'll run it for the rest of the game. So I think that's about to happen here after this interview.
All right, so Hefner flew out. Now, Keith Madison, who was the former coach, very close with your program, you know, I saw him before the game, and he said to me, you know, a lot of people ask whether Nick Mingione is sincere. We've seen him cry. We've certainly seen him. How long did it take you to recognize that there's no act here? This is who our coach is.
Yeah, honestly, right away. You know, he acts the same on national television as he does at practice. He's just the same guy all the time, and it may seem unsincere to the outside eye, but it was pretty easy to recognize after being here for a couple weeks.
How is his pregame talks? Tell me about his pregame talks. I understand it's something to be seen.
Yeah, they're always the same. Whatever's working. We started with the same one for the first few weeks of the season, and then once we went through a little rough patch, he changed it up, and we've been doing the same thing for the last month or so. So he just talks about how we're going to attack, and you know, our ability to move on to the next pitch is huge. And then he kind of fires the guys up by getting up in my face every single meeting.
How about the community? It's a basketball, football school. Baseball has certainly risen recently. How about the community y'all playing?
It's unbelievable. And BBN is pretty demanding. And the more games we win, the more they come out to watch us. And it's pretty awesome.
3-2, and that's Souls, the 9-hole hitter, delivering. Bloop single in the left field. What does your family think about this role and responsibility? And it's so weird that you do this and then you go and pitch some high leverage innings.
Yeah, I think it's just my family loves it, but for me, you know, I'm an older guy, and I lean on that. And when I have to go out there and throw, it's the same thing that I've been doing for 4 years, no matter what game or what's on the line. So I think they trust me to be able to do that, and honestly, it helps me perform whenever I can loosen up in here and not sit by myself on the bench and overthink things.
So here's Eli Serrano. Do you have to remind yourself when you're on the mound that, well, wait a minute, it's really important to kind of be loose out here, even though I'm in the middle of this? Yeah,
100%. You know, we rely on our breath and just believe in our ability. That's something that Coach Rozelle preaches. He preaches that it's the same as the fall scrimmages. Just believe, breathe, and attack the hitter. So that's what we all try to do when we go out there.
1-0, and that was a heck of a play by Nicholson to make sure it doesn't sail into that big foul territory. Here's a chance for Petrie. Ground ball there, automatic, isn't it?
There we go. Petey makes the play every time.
Hey, Ron, thanks so much for doing this, man. We really appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
That's right. Hagging out. Hags was outstanding, and we got ourselves another good, tight game. Blue Mustaches, Big Blue Nation, and the Wolfpack here in Omaha. Tomorrow night, Fenway Park, Sunday night baseball. It's presented by Capital One, the Yankees. Man, Doogie. See what Alex Verdugo did last night? Some blast-offs, got the wall, hit one to straightaway center field for a homer. It's the Yankees and the Red Sox. The three-game set will wrap up. We'll start at 5 Eastern Time. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. It was 8-1 yesterday, a 2-run shot, 4 RBIs. And Alex Verdugo's return to Fenway. Bottom 4, Nicholson swings and sends this one towards the seats. And with the wind blowing the way it is, you might have thought you had one in row 2. It's row 22.
Exactly. Well, Sam Highfield's starting to settle in. Had a long first inning, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, threw 31 pitches. And since then, been pretty efficient. Still didn't have a 1-2-3 inning. Still looking for that first 1-2-3 inning.
Noticed everything so far on Nicholson has been away. Prolific inside hitter. Actually has reverse splits. Better against lefties than righties.
21 homers and OPS over 1,000. That sends one into the seats.
This kid right here wants to pull. He looks on the inner half the entire time, and the numbers are drastic. Outfield plays him straight up.
Louisville, he was at Cincinnati. He started slow, but man, has he come on strong. Behind 0-2, and Highfield delivers. That's outside. His brother that was at Kentucky as well, graduated in the spring, may have been one of the influencing factors in getting him to wear Kentucky blue. Major leagues, you can't start defensively with your feet on the grass. Both middle infielders are on the grass. And this one is to the third baseman, and it's by him. He had no chance on it. Good job by Nicholson with 2 strikes to deliver a leadoff single. So another inning that will not be, Ben. 1-2-3.
Yeah. And for me on this one, too many fastballs. Eddie, you touched on it. Too many fastballs away, right? Every pitch that Sam Highfield threw Nicholson that at bat was fastballs to the outside part of the plate. And finally, Nicholson just makes adjustment. I love how the hands go first, the barrel right behind it. Pitch it there, he's going to hit it out there.
And that's a great adjustment. Guy that's prolific on the inside part. If you continue to go out there, guys will make adjustments.
Let's see what McCarthy does with Nicholson on first. He goes into that bunt position.
He hasn't been able to throw him a strike. He's on top of the plate. Reminds me a lot of his cousin Haley, who played softball with my daughter in Puerto Rico, in Miami.
She had to sit. She's up on the plate too.
Her mom was up there, always cheering on. Kellyanne.
McCarthy pulls back again, and there you go. You got one on the inside corner to go 1 ball, 1 strike. Affectionately known as Crazy on this team, which seems to fit this team really well.
Backed off from the plate.
1-1, third baseman is way in, and he takes a big rip at it. Makarevich is about 5 feet now. He'll back up with 2 strikes, but he was about 5-7 feet in on the grass. Bottom of the 4th inning of a 1-1 game. Game 1 for both of these 2 teams. We started yesterday, and it was incredible. Carolina, Tennessee both win their games in walk-off fashion. 1-2, smoke to left. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will, and it will go over the wall. Nolan McCarthy's 8th of the year, a 2-run shot. And the Cats go up 3-1.
Haley, your cousin has a lot more pop than you. Ball in, he made the adjustment in that at-bat. He moved back in the batter's box, away from the plate. And he got a cookie he could hit, and he did not miss it on a line. If you're going to hit it out, that's where you have to hit it, to the bullpen area.
Yes.
Right-handed hitter going with it. Short swing to it. That hamstring's good.
A lot easier to run around the bases when the ball is in the bullpen of your own team. Souvenir for McCarthy, and how about the impact he's having in the postseason on this team. Strike 1 to McCoy, and again only the 8th home run of the year for Nolan McCarthy. But that was another one of those missiles kind of below the wind, wasn't able to be impacted and blown foul. 1-1. Ben, you talked about the walks that Highfield has given up. He's given up coming into this now 18, 19 home runs on the season.
Well, he's a fly ball pitcher. I mean, that's what he's going to do. He's going to throw a lot of fastballs up in the zone. And he cut those home runs way back. the second half of the season. Gave up a lot of home runs early in the season.
I don't mind giving up the home runs, but again, it's with runners on. Not showing in, stayed away the entire time earlier.
2-2.
Ryan Nicholson made it possible right there for Nolan McCarthy to get the cookie he needed. Showed bunt early, then backed off from the plate.
And for everybody that is on a baseball team in a program and you're red-shirted and you immediately think about leaving, McCarthy was red-shirted. Said, I'm going to wait. I love the way this program's being put together. He came on last season. They were trying to figure out where are we going to put him in center field every day. And how about what he did on that mad dash from second and now here at Omaha going yard. You leave, you may never have an experience like he's had.
And that's what we talk about all the time. I mean, a lot of kids want instant gratification when they step on campus. They want to drop in there, play shortstop, and bat third. That's what they want to do. The days of waiting your turn like it used to be, a lot of kids won't do that.
Boy is gone as Highfield picks up another strikeout.
Let's enjoy this one right here because this is a beautiful swing. Hanger, breaking pitch, stays with it. Inside part of the plate, keeps his hands tight. How much stick he had on that bat. Had to rip it off the grip.
Well, you talk about recognition of a breaking ball, huh? That ball must have popped up out of the hand of Highfield, and he recognized it right away, set back on it.
But the pitch before he backed off, he was on top of that plate.
Yeah, as soon as he got that inside strike called against him, he backed off.
And that's making an adjustment during that AB. Not a lot of guys are able to process that and still understand where that strike zone is. He knew.
The 0-1 to Grant Smith.
Ball.
Just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kentucky goes up 3-1 on a 2-run shot. Nolan McCarthy. An all-district hockey player in high school. Focused solely on baseball, and it's paying off big time for Big Blue Nation. Smith. 45 wins for Kentucky. That ties the school record for wins in a season, so they will win 1 here. If they do, they will set the program record for wins in a season. Coach of the Year honors for Nick Mingione yesterday.
Ball.
What he's most proud of, he talks about the person first, the players like number 3 on the list, getting them involved in the community, getting them to recognize that it's team first, not the I's and the me's. And we're going to make you better as a player and as a person. There's another one lifted to left. This one doesn't have the home run distance off the bat, now camped underneath it. And making the play is Nixon. Smith flies out, second out. Talk about perseverance. You guys have been around this sport for so long and know the legendary coaches that once coached it. Think about the experiences Elliot Avan has had for, I think it was 8 years. Mingione was underneath Cohen at Mississippi State, paying his dues. He earned $6 grand a year the first year he coached, and had to find other jobs to supplement his income. Here they both are at different times of their career looking across at each other at the College World Series. Nothing linear about their journeys.
Other than they both put their time in,
yes,
big time,
Ball.
to become a head coach. Nick Mingione spent 15 years as an assistant coach before he got his first head coaching job.
1 ball, 1 strike. Waldschmidt takes a big hack at it and fouls it off. He's a guy, you talk about authentic and exposing himself and being real. Were there aspects of the coaches you've had that you appreciate, you want to see your kids play for? What are those characteristics?
I think for me, most importantly, we talked about it yesterday, is as a parent, when you send your kid off, to send him to a program that's going to grow him on the field, but grow him off the field. That's the biggest thing for me. Elliot Avent's been around for a long time, 36th year as a head coach. And he told us, he told us this morning, he said, I used to worry about long hair and earrings and tattoos and all that kind of stuff, but I'm past that now. He said, I only care about what you do on the field and how you conduct yourself off the field. He said, the way you want to express yourself, that's up to you.
Ball.
He said, I'm not a stickler on that anymore.
And I think Danny, wasn't it Cozart who had surgery at one morning scheduled early, and Elliot Avent is there waiting for him at 5 a.m. He takes care of his players on the field and off.
And as a player, I just want to know my coach has my back. That's the biggest thing.
Yep. 2-2 went sidewinder on him, and this one is to center field. Serrano is there to make the play. Waldschmidt flies out, but the big fly off the bat of McCarthy is the difference right now.
Oh, this ball stays up in the zone. He sees it, waits on it, stays back, and gets those Wildcats to celebrate. Wildcats up by 2.
A little Saturday afternoon in Omaha, Nebraska, home for the College World Series since 1950. It moved downtown in 2011. And it is a scene. Baseball all around, and the temperature currently ideal. 85 degrees, chance of rain a little later on. Game tonight. As we got 8 teams playing for the ultimate prize in college baseball. Hoosiers ready. It's a 3-1 game. We start the 5th inning, and he gets a swing and a miss. Like a slider from it at 83 miles an hour.
And Poozer's a little bit different, right? 3rd time through the lineup for him, he actually gets better. So opponents hit 199 the first time through, only 238, but it drops to 161. That number just went up the 3rd time through the lineup.
Tough guy to get out. Pennington has reached base twice with a couple of singles, so he is aboard, and that brings up Makarevich as the tying run. More information on the 2024 NCAA College World Series, please go to ncaa.com. That's your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Speaking of titles and champions, we just saw Wes Moore, the women's basketball coach at NC State. He was being interviewed in the stadium. NC State is a sports success story. Think about it, football bowl game. They were in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. They lost to K-State. The men's and women's Final Four in the College World Series. They are one of 3 programs to do that. Check those 4 boxes. Texas in 02 and 03. Louisville did it in 2012 and 13. And there is Coach Moore. They won the men's basketball title, which was since vacated. But those are the 3 programs that check those 4 boxes. Pretty impressive, given everyone else is trying as hard as you are. Makarevich is another one of those transfers from East Carolina. He played 4 seasons there. He's a switch hitter, and you watch certain guys take BP. 99 is one of those who hit the ball over the wall from both sides of the plate. This season, twice he's homered from both sides of the plate. He is strong.
And he loves pitches anywhere in the zone. He's going up there a rake now. Works the count 2-0. I'm a betting guy right here. I'm betting on him swinging the bat here anywhere near the zone.
Yeah, 22 homers on the year, only the 9th in program history at NC State to go over 20 home runs. What a year he has had. Team in hitting 380. There's your 22 homers, 80 RBIs.
Back foot on the back of the batter's box line as he gets set, and he swings and hits that one hard into right field. Pennington will put the brakes on there as the throw comes in, and a good arm out there in right field on McCoy. Two second and three hitters each, back-to-back singles, and the Pack in business.
Makarevich can just hit. And look, that's a fastball count, 2-1 count. Instead, he gets a changeup and still stays on it enough to find the barrel and drive it through the hole. So first and second, and nobody out here for the Wolfpack on top of the fifth.
Both hits so far hit hard on the ground. Very important today because of the wind, the way it's blowing. 111 miles per hour off the bat.
Talk about Highfield's ability to control a batting order the third time through the order. The only part of that equation that wasn't considered or needs to be considered is how does the other side do third time through the order. And the NC State hitters third time seeing a pitcher, their batting average is .323 and a slug of .549.
But this is an older team for NC State, and they're really good at making adjustments. Really good. I mean, there was a time early in the year. I mean, you go back to early April for NC State. They lost 5 in a row. They were swept by Louisville. They were just kind of puddling along, 500 in conference play. And on top of that, they had the heart of their schedule coming up. And all they did was knock off Clemson 2 games out of 3, North Carolina 2 out of 3, Virginia 2 out of 3. They go to Florida State and only play 2 games, but they split that series. And then they swept Wake, so they finished the ACC play 11-4 in conference play. You talk about turning it up against some big-time competition.
Kozar 2 for 2, smothered there. They'll go to short for 1, back to first. Double play. What a turn. Nicholson finds Smith, who fires over.
You got to make decisions. You have to anticipate in the infield. As a first baseman right there, you have a choice to make. Do I go to the bag and then do I make a throw to second for the tag him? He decides to go to second. Smart move. Then gets back to the bag, making it easier, getting the pitcher out of the way. And Troy Poozer admiring that double play right there. Another hard hit shot on the ground.
A huge play, though. We'll see if they can still bring the runner Pennington in from third with Butterworth. And a grounder. He recharges. He scoops it on a short hop. And how about that? What appeared to be a big inning coming from NC State. 2 singles, a 3-6-3 double play, and a Petrie putout. It's still 3-1 on 8 pitches. Enjoying the sights, the sounds that is Omaha. Ryan McGee put it in great perspective. There's a flavor here, there's a sound, there's a feel to Omaha. Right now feeling it for the first time and feeling good on their first trip. The Kentucky Wildcats, they got themselves a 3-1 lead as they come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Petrie has had all sorts of opportunities at second base. Last 4 innings, he's ended innings on ground balls. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 1 run, 7, and 1 error for North Carolina State. Petrie with a double. He scored a run on the first and then a walk.
You guys were talking about his defense and something really unique he does. We talked about, he's from Canada. He played soccer, even though we didn't get into it to go to college for, but he and Grant Smith, the shortstop, will juggle a soccer ball in the locker room over and over and over again, 1 to 2 times a week. The most times, guys, they've done it in a row. Do you want to guess? You want to give me a number real quick? In a row.
Yeah, so between them, they're kind of keeping it up in the air. They're getting it to each other, using their knees and feet. I'd say 150.
Really?
Yeah. Danny, what's the number?
257 consecutive times they do it. That he attributes that to his great defense, by the way. You heard Coach Minch, 7 errors in 3 years for Petrie.
And it's all in the footwork. You got to get yourself into the right position. Have to read the bounce. You have to know and trust your feet. Makes it a lot easier on your hands.
Again, a valuable lesson if there's any kids watching, parents, soccer, whatever sport it is, it makes you a better baseball player.
Absolutely. I love kids that play multiple sports. And here's the thing for all you parents listening. Coaches at the collegiate level love your kids that play multiple sports. They love the kids that play football. They love the kids that play basketball. Taught me, with my footwork growing so fast and that ball drifts foul, taught me growing really, really fast. It taught me how to move my feet. It helped me with my balance a little bit, my agility a little bit. And so basketball was really key for me, being tall, to be able to go perform on the mound and repeat my mechanics out there. You know, and that's why I love kids that play multiple sports.
Yeah, and you're doing different exercises, you're training differently, but you're also growing different muscles, right? I mean, muscles you're going to use in every sport.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. You're getting away from the game of baseball. And that's
100%.
another problem that we have, too, is where our youth league kids are playing too much baseball right now. And more is not better. I mean, you know this. I mean, if you can play the game, and here's the thing with parents. They think, well, if I'm not playing 80 games a year when I'm 10 years old, I'm getting left behind. That is the furthest thing from the truth.
On the contrary.
Go out there and play your baseball, play it during the summer, but then pick up basketball, pick up football, soccer, whatever else, because it will help you with everything you do.
And those coaches and scouts, they actually enjoy going to soccer games to see the athleticism of that future shortstop or outfielder or pitcher. It could be another sport, basketball, volleyball is great. Best baseball players come out of Puerto Rico, played a lot of volleyball.
1-2, Burke stays alive.
You know who was a better volleyball player than baseball player? Was Carlos Beltran.
Is that right?
Yep. Luis Matos, who played with the Orioles, also a great volleyball player. Ramon Vasquez, all these guys played a lot of sports. All of a sudden, that athleticism translates onto the field.
But they don't have bats that look like that. They don't have volleyball bling right now. Burks continues to pepper that right field line. This one is drifting right over there. That carries into row 2.
I love this sport. I love it. It's a passion. But at the same time, the body needs a break. And sometimes it's actually better to play another sport, watch the game, study the game from the outside. You can get better and watch how pitchers try to set up hitters, or the defenses. Look at the great players. See what they do.
Especially our pitchers. I mean, our pitchers at the youth league level, high school, they got to get away from pitching so much.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Burks. You ever put skates on, Ben?
I have.
How'd that
Once.
go?
Once. That's how it went.
I did it one time. You wouldn't be able to compete on any level, let alone the Stanley Cup. Tonight at 8 Eastern, Game 4. Panthers trying to go for the sweep and their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Start with The Point at 6 o'clock on ESPN. Ready to bring a cup back to South Florida.
Let's go.
Well, the Celtics went for a sweep last night, and that didn't go very well. Lost by 140.
I think I said last time I looked, they were down 30-something.
Yeah. Luka was mad, and the Mavs force a Game 5 back in Boston. See if the Panthers can sweep Edmonton tonight. 0-1 on the ground. One hopper. Well played by Hefner, and a good inning. Sam Heifel settles things down. We're heading to the 6th. Kentucky's got themselves a 3-1 lead. We're at the World Series. Hope you're enjoying the 2024 NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. A couple of walk-offs yesterday and a close one today. 3-1 in favor of the Kentucky Wildcats. How you feeling up there, man? 30-degree wind, and we are in the middle of a bucket Ferris wheel. Here's Boozer's performance.
Yeah, he's been dotting some I's on the outside part of it. To the glove side, that's where he likes his fastball most. Hadn't come inside a whole lot. There's a really good changeup on the outside part plate. So he's used his breaking ball, his changeup, but he's been heavy on the fastball. And of course, he'll use the 2 and the 4-seamer. Mostly 2-seamers right there, down on the way to left-handers. Hadn't had a 1-2-3 inning yet, and hadn't struck out a batter, which is kind of odd. But only given up 1 run.
Yeah, certainly has established himself as a big game pitcher the way he has finished this season and started today. We're in the 6th inning, and he is ahead of Alex Sosa, 0-2.
Well, if you missed it, Boozer's last 3 starts, he's given up a total of 1 run in his last 3 starts. That's how good he's been.
Got a good pace about him, too, and as you guys have said, he tends to get a little better as the game wears on before he's got to turn it over to the bullpen. Off speed.
Yeah, I like to watch the glove from the catcher. I like to see where Devin Burke sets up, the catcher for Kentucky, and how close Boozer can get to hitting the glove. That's how you know a pitcher's on his game, when the misses are small. And the misses have been pretty small so far today by Boozer.
0-2. Joseph gone, caught by Burks.
And that's a perfect example of it right there. Devin Burks, the catcher, rocked to the outside part of the plate. He gave a high target. He wanted that fastball elevated right to the top zone. Right, he said, give it to me right up there, and exactly where it's delivered.
Well, in a pitch to contact world, that is the first strikeout. We're in the 6th inning, the first strikeout for Poozer today. And now Nixon in at third base is Daly.
Hey, we got the Nixon boys a part of this NC State team, right? Dad in the stands. You can see him there sitting next to his wife. So both really important to Chase and Luke's careers. Dad, of course, the World Series champ. But it's Mom who they both told me pregame. So competitive. They're so appreciative of her. She was grinding through nursing school, guys. Got her degree. And they're so in awe of her. But I asked them, I said, hey, do you guys watch highlights of Dad? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, which ones? They said 2004, of course.
Yeah, Dirt Dogs. What a play there by Burks, Danny. Thank you, as he goes right towards his dugout. And the communication he had with Mitchell Daly, the third baseman, was huge there.
And you rarely see a catcher call off the third baseman. Right there, he had a beat on it. Daly was coming in. He could have had the ball, but for some reason, there's a respect factor. And let's not forget this ballpark here, Charles Schwab Field, is a lot wider, more foul ball territory than most college baseball fields.
Well, did you see how he took one quick look to see where the wall was as he was moving that direction? Knew exactly where he was on the field.
Hefner swings at the first one. Man, every single inning ends with Petrie making a play at second base. And the aggressive nature of NC State at the plate is helping Trey Poozer stay in this game. He used 10 pitches that inning. And look at Daly communicating with Burks. 3-1 our score. Bottom 6 coming up. Yeah, get over there and fire that baseball. See how hard you can throw it. You got guys with bats in their hand. Girls doing the same. We're going Ferris wheel. Check the reaction time. All part of Fan Fest here. Let it eat. All part of what makes Omaha so great this time of year, and a whole bunch of youth baseball teams here to watch some of their heroes from their towns, their cities, and their favorite colleges.
You don't get much better than that. You go play summer ball, do your thing on the field, then you come over and see the big boys play, and you can only dream of being there.
Great t-shirt, sweatshirt, baseball season. Mitchell Daly up. 3-1 game. Both starting pitchers now pitching into the 6th inning. It's somewhat refreshing.
Yeah, it really is. And Highfield's kind of in uncharted waters in some way. He's only averaged about 5 innings per start throughout the year.
Oh, 0-2, trying to get the leadoff man, and he throws it way outside.
Tell you what, the Daly that I saw when he played at Texas is a completely different hitter than the one we're seeing now. Different stance, different approach, and a lot more confidence at the plate. More upright, not leaning so much back. That actually has helped him be able to barrel more balls, and actually the average has gone up. See it right there, 262 at UT in Kentucky. It went up, the slug went up 102 points. It's big time drastic.
Get a little more into his legs, is that the big change?
A little more balance up the middle with more in his legs as well. More of a tilt he had before where it just, he could not generate that bat speed and consistency. A lot of credit has to go out to the UK coaches.
Pitch number 99 on a 2-2. It's foul.
The key is having a player that's willing to accept criticism and be able to change. You know, when your numbers aren't where you want them to be, it's a little bit easier to change what you're doing. And Minge told us this morning, he said, look, he leaned way back. Like he went into his legs, leaning way back on his backside, and we had to make some adjustments. But you got to have kids willing to make adjustments, and certainly he's been one of them.
Popped up. Wynn's got it. Starts in fair territory, heading into foul territory, way in foul territory. Not an easy play for Garrett Pennington.
Tell you what, at one point I thought Pennington gave up on it.
Yeah, it almost looked like he peeled away from the ball, but he didn't. He just turned to go catch the ball.
I think he peeled away from the ball, anticipating, let me give Weaver some room. And then all of a sudden he looks up and he's underneath it.
Well, we talked about it earlier. I mean, pop-ups like this, everybody near the ball needs to pursue it. And then there has to be a lot of communication. You can see the move right there. He just turned his back and realized where the ball was going. Easily makes the play.
Ball! Hit hard. Off the glove of the diving Hebner. And Ryan Nicholson is aboard for the second time, and he hit that one 110 miles an hour.
Hey, this is one thing that he does really well. Anything in, he has absolutely crushed this year. They went away earlier in the game, and he made the adjustment on a changeup, hitting it the other way where he was hitting under 200. This time it's where he's been hitting over 500 in that area, and he made it pay. Watch where he was in the fourth inning. This home run right here. Breaking pitch, hanger. Cuts right through that wind. He celebrates with his team, giving him a 2-run lead. But look, in the first inning, he was on top of the plate. Then all of a sudden, he makes the adjustment big time. Our high home view will just show you exactly where he was. One time, let me try to get on. I'm also going to try to show bunt from there on the left side. Then all of a sudden, he takes a half step back. That's all he needed to clear the hands and wait for that hanger.
Become a hitter, and he lifted off for the 8th time this year. He's been on with a walk and then the homer. Some good damage from Nicholson and McCarthy. 1-2.
We always talk about this is a game of adjustments. That right there was such an obvious one. You can really enjoy it. It just makes you believe more and more every time.
Yeah, he showed bunt with the first 2 pitches and then backed off a little bit, hit a homer.
High field. McCarthy has been in a bit of a homer slump. 20 straight games without one. So April 21st was his last one. Think he would trade not having a homer for knowing you're going to hit one in game 1 of the World Series?
That means you got here 100%.
Yeah. Used his legs in that super, and here comes the pitch on the ground. Could be 2. Hebner, Butterworth, easy double play. That'll get him off the field. That'll get us to the 7th inning. Here on ESPN on a Saturday afternoon in Omaha, Nebraska. The second basemen have been tested. They've passed them all.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Kentucky's up 3-1. Later in the game, guys, I found out what kind of grass is on the field, and it blew my mind. I hope it does yours. It is Kentucky bluegrass out here. Imported, though, from Wisconsin.
Right.
Pretty ironic, Kentucky making its first appearance here. It's Kentucky bluegrass, although not from Kentucky. And also the infield was mowed again this morning. So that's your daily grass update.
We appreciate that, yes. Legal grass. Thank you, Danny. Kentucky on a line that's over the head of Petrie. They've gotten some production from the bottom of the order. Noah Soul's second hit.
Yeah, I tell you what, 4 out of 7 innings now. Leadoff batter has reached for NC State, but just 1 run.
Love this angle because you can really take advantage of those Adidas that he has just in the back foot and the way he straddles it. Doesn't rotate completely, keeping that bat head in the zone a little bit longer.
Boozer has given up 14 hits in the NCAA tournament so far. They've all been singles. Runner high gets the call. This is Eli Serrano. He walked and then a couple of ground balls to the second baseman. If he hits another one over there, another chance for a double play. Kentucky bullpen has O'Brien, the righty,
He'll be the lefty. Yet to see an arm come out of a pin. And Boozer continues to talk on that mound. He and his catcher Burks constantly in communication.
He's got great tempo on that mound. Keeps straddling that rubber the entire time.
Hard got a strikeout in the zone and he fouls another one off. A 6% whiff rate in the zone does Serrano.
Boozer and Dan Moselle, the pitching coach for Kentucky, and of course the catcher Burks, they've been on the same page because you don't see Boozer shaking off very much at all. He's hearing the sign, getting it on his watch, and then he's executing the pitch, trying to go up here.
Serrano had that terrible collision with Josh Hogue. He broke his leg when they collided. It was a 3-hole hitter. He thought at that point, like, that's just a huge piece. He began to question, like, are we going to be able to do this? They went to the season thinking we got a chance. You know, our team is really built to get to Omaha again, and then they had that collision. They both were racing for a ball in the gap and right, and the lower left leg of Hogue took the brunt of it, required surgery, 4-month recovery, and he was having a really good year. Serrano is gone, a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch.
Well, Boozer did not have one strikeout through 5 innings. Picked up one in the 6th. Here is another one in the 7th right here. Like a little changeup to the outside part of the plate, but I mean, it was placed perfectly on the outside part.
He gets now Garrett Pennington, who has hit the ball hard twice, and Makarevich is in the hole. There's one man down. Guys, think about this, letting him see Pennington, who he's got 2 hits for the 4th time tonight. Again, off speed, 81 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's a little slide. It almost acts like a cutter. It's got a little bit right to left in it, but not a bunch. But again, it's not so much about the pitch, it's the location of the pitch. There's a difference between a strike and a quality strike. And right now, Boozer is filling it up with quality strikes.
2 balls to the strike. Look at Burks encouraging him. That's where he wanted it.
Great try, a great attempt right there in location. One of the better pitch framers in the league in Division I.
Dan Moselle, the pitching coach, on the walkie-talkie, so he's radioing the pitch that he wants, the location that he wants.
Give it a ride if he gets his arms extended on a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and another one that's moving away from him. Boozer looks as good now as he has all game.
He's found his rhythm, and he's a big guy, you know, 6'4", 6'5". And sometimes it takes those pitchers a little bit of time to get their rhythm.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, tying run at the plate in Pennington. Out of play. '99 home runs on the year for NC State, coming into the 7th in the conference. Just nothing that jumps out offensively except their ability to be clutch. And he is gone. Boy, the off-speed stuff right now from Boozer is piling up some punch-outs.
Yeah, it's going next level. And he's really got a feel for the off-speed stuff. Felt like he did most of his work with fastballs early, both the 2 and the 4-seamer, but he has been finishing with this pitch right here, a changeup and another one placed perfectly down away. That's when you go have a good changeup, right? You'll throw it against the righties and the left-hand hitters.
Two outs for Makarevich. Longwood, Florida. 11 each of his last 2 years at Greenville, and he has blasted off 22 times this season.
It is dirty right now. Took him a while to find it. But he has leaned heavily on it the last couple innings.
He's also leaned heavily on the last out of almost, what, the last 4 innings?
Last 5 innings, ground ball to Petrie. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This ball is hammered to right. McCoy going back. Makarevich has tied it. It gave him a chance, and he did it. Clutch is that from Alec Makarevich. 23rd homer of the year, and we are now locked at 3. No doubt about it. Off the bat of 107 and 415 feet later through the wind, it lands in the seats.
94 miles per hour coming in, and this right here, he scores big time.
For me, he stayed with his approach. He looked really bad against the changeup, but he said, you know what? I'm going to keep sitting fastball, and he finally got him a fastball in the heart of the plate. You talk about putting a barrel on one.
Just seems like it's what NC State has done the entire time. Stay in and give themselves an opportunity, and he went against the wind right there.
That was into traffic, and that was a no doubt.
Number 99 for the great Wayne Gretzky, who would be very proud of that, as you said, at a big-time goal, a 2-run goal to lock us up, and that was the first homer they've given up in the NCAA tournament as a staff. And boy, Boozer was so close to getting through 7, and at heart of that NC State order, Makarevich shows up big. You saw their light tower power in that super regional against Georgia. Balls going into trees, balls climbing over the scoreboard in right center field. How about the pitch call, Ben? Because we have just seen so many great changeups. You probably don't want to go back to it too often.
Well, most lefties like the ball a little bit down, a little bit in, and he just simply dropped the hit on it. But again, it was an advanced approach by a 5th-year senior of a guy who says, you know what, I'm going to go up there and sit on a fastball, and if he gets me one, I'm going to find the barrel, and he did. Because he looked bad on a couple changeups.
A walk to Koza.
I mean, 3-2 count, and watch this fastball just kind of down, and that's how you put a barrel on one, folks, right there. And he knew it when it touched the heart of the bat. He had home run number 23, RBI number 82 on the year, and we are all square again.
Down and in. You go down and in with the heater to a lefty. With that bat path, they're going to make you pay.
And they're going to make a pitching change here as Nick Mingione moves to the mound. Boozer was a pitch away from getting through it. And the way things have unfolded in Omaha the first day and a half, is anybody surprised we are tied at 3-3 heading to the bottom of the 7th if they can get through this?
No chance. Not surprised at all.
To put out fires late in the season is coming in now. Makarevich, the 100th homer of the season for NC State. Back here in Omaha, Boozer's 100th pitch of the game led to the 100th homer of the season for the Wolfpack.
Yep. Make it 33 teams now in college baseball, 100 or more home runs. And I'm going to tell you what, folks, there's 216 stitches on the baseball, and I think Makarevich covered every one of them on that swing right there.
Pretty swing, pretty result. Brand new contest here in Omaha as Kentucky and the Wolfpack are tied 3-3. And that brings us to the new pitcher in this game, Cameron O'Brien. Graduate, transfer 6'5", 220 out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. 33 appearances, 3-0 record, a 3.94 ERA. He is, well, that's 17 of the 49 inherited to score entering the CWS. Out of Campbell, he was in 38 games with them. He made 8 starts, too, between 21 and 23. He was a redshirt in 20.
Yeah, 4-pitch mix coming out of the bullpen. Fastball, slider, cutter, and curveball for O'Brien. Probably his fastball might be his best pitch. Opponents had only hitting .217 on that fastball. And there's Trey Puzer's line. 6 2/3, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and all 3 strikeouts came in the final 2 innings for him.
Cozart walked. He's at first, and Brandon Butterworth will be the first guy that O'Brien deals with. Swings at the first one, and it's going to get out of play. Well, the momentum has shifted to the first base side for sure, and now NC State feels like we've done this a handful of times. It's not as if they had a cakewalk. There are teams in this World Series that have gone through the NCAA tournament without a loss. Of course, NC State had to go to a Game 3 against Georgia on the road and won it.
We talked about NC State, and the strength of them lately had been their offense and the ability to hit the long ball. They had 16 home runs in the regional and the super regional for that club. Only Tennessee had more home runs here in the regional and super regional.
Ball! Stop!
That's a really close pitch to take 0-2. Daly at third, protecting the line with a runner at first. Can play no doubles with 2 outs. Outfield playing at regular depth.
That's a good take, huh? Boy, he knew it. He was shaking his head. He saw the spin, saw it where it started, knew where it was going to end up.
He gets that one a little closer to the plate, and he picks up the punch out. O'Brien comes in, the flames extinguished, but not before that guy with the red hair and the big forearms exits stage right. Tie game.
North Carolina State does not go away. Pitch down and in, number 99. Tying it up, just like Gretzky used to do back in the day.
He shoots. He scores. The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Get after it, Eddie. Look at that bad boy right there, huh? A little
snowball.
No cone. And entering the building, Texas A&M, it's La Violette and Company. They deal with the Gators, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Heifel stays in, first pitch swinging, pop-up center field. McCoy is retired as we get set for that all-SEC matchup tonight. 43rd meeting all-time between the SEC teams in a College World Series. 10th all-SEC matchup in an opening game. You see the bottom line there, the last 2 all-SEC opening games, the winner went on to win the title. A lot of luck involved with that. A lot of people all of a sudden on the team that was ranked as high as 2 in the country when the season started, the Florida Gators, to come in here and win it. I've heard that a lot. What do you make of that, Ben? Florida wins the championship.
Look, in this field, I'd believe anything. I think this is the first time I think I've showed up here where I feel like all 8 teams have a real shot of winning this thing. Depends on how it happens.
Yeah, Smith hit this one on the line. Now coming in and making a difficult play is Luke Nixon. Well, that one was wind affected. He went to his left and then charged in. Mom and Dad would likely be proud of that. That wasn't a bad read. That was wind, man.
It's actually a really good play right there. Line drive, first pitch. Going after him, and watch Pitcher on the far left of your screen does not hesitate whatsoever. Veers, changes, comes in, and makes sure he keeps eye to the ball.
How about Sam Highfield, huh? I mean, you give him a 2-run homer in the 4th to McCarthy, and since then he has faced the minimum. You talk about lockdown. 110 pitches in.
Yeah, up now, exactly right. And for the 4th time, he sees the leadoff hitter, Waldschmidt. And their bullpen is what they are known for. That's the bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, that's really been the strength of this pitching staff, has been the bullpen. Duden down there, Consiglio, Smith, their own. Those guys are the big, and they're young back there, but they're young with big arms. Duden's going to be up to 98 miles an hour with a good slider. Consiglio and Smith. And that's kind of that's the recipe for success for NC State, is either take the lead or be tied, and then all of a sudden here comes these big arms out of the bullpen and they just lock you down.
But he's taking a batter to batter right now, because Elliott Avent right now has to be thinking, okay, I'm going to give you an extra hitter just because you got the first 2, but I'm really surprised right now that Waldschmidt is facing Highfield.
This is trust. I mean, it's trust by Elliott Avent for a guy that's been a big-time pitcher. He's performed at the College World Series before. Pitched big games in regionals, big games in super regionals. He is leaning on his veteran right now.
He's got 6 strikeouts, 1 and 2, popped up towards the seats, and it's going to get into them. So another chance for Ryan Waldschmidt.
It's the trust factor.
Okay, so Highfield had only thrown 50 pitches in the 7th inning or beyond this year before starting this inning.
Well, we know that.
4 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs.
We know that, but he doesn't know that. He just thinks he can.
Which is exactly what you want.
Just a little intimate.
1 and 2 in a tie game with 2 down. Outside, just listen to the NC State crowd now that the game is tied. All standing right behind the dugout.
Highfield's got his average 5 innings per start. Here he is, 1 out away from getting through 7.
Waldschmidt swings and misses through 7 with 7 strikeouts.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are. And he is a big game pitcher. Boy, he is sharp. Give him a 2-run homer, and he's retired the minimum since then. Reaches back in that lunch pail, pulls out a little extra cheese right there to get NC State off the field.
A little mustard, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Well, this has been a terrific ball game, and both starting pitchers were outstanding. Boozer for Kentucky, and how about Sam Highfield filling it up, especially down the end when he picked up a 1-2-3 inning. How emotional was it, Danny, down there?
Yeah, guys, there's a lot of smiles, a lot of hugs, a lot of fist bumps. Jacob Kozar said he was outstanding, and I just asked to confirm with Crink Kleisler. He's talking right now. He said, yeah, he is done, guys. So Sam Highfield back in Omaha, getting all the love. Big smiles from him right now.
Yeah, look at that hug from Elliott Avent. Again, Highfield was here, part of that 2021 team. Pitched in the World Series, was great then. He may have been even better today, and he's not only playing for the team and the boys around him, he's playing for all those guys that were on that 21 team that don't get a chance to experience this. I'll tell you the other part, Ben, the pitching and the catching, and you can tell the relationship that Kozart has with Highfield, and you can certainly tell the way that Burks and Boozer were relating to each other.
And look, as a pitcher, that means a lot. If I get a ball back from you and I'm thinking fastball away, and I look down there, or I hear now in today's world on my watch it says fastball away, that gives me extra confidence to know I am throwing the right pitch when I need to. And when you're in sync with your catcher, when you're in sync with your pitching coach, it really matters.
Off speed to start from O'Brien, who came in for Boozer last half.
He might just give you a hug right now.
Exactly.
Getting closer and closer to that can.
0-1. Ball! This is inside to Alex Sosa. Sosa 0 for 3. Nixon looking for his first hit, and then Hefner scheduled to hit here in the top of the 8th. 2 walk-offs on day 1, and we are trending in that direction here to start day 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Late in the game, 3-3. Nicholson down the line at first, playing no doubles. Everyone else playing normal depth.
On their maiden voyage, Kentucky in their first ever game in Omaha. He's right in the thick of it against NC State. For Kentucky, injuries really derailed them in 2022. Gion also had to figure out, like, how in the world do we get to Omaha? What do we got to do with our schedule? How do we affect our RPI?
Ball!
That's a little high, 3-2. Well, he went to work, he got to the right people, got the information, changed some of the scheduling, bumped that RPI up so that if there's a bubble in baseball, he'd get off of it.
And the most important thing, 1 more game.
Win more games, exactly right. Big 3-2 pitch, the leadoff man of the 8th. And it is a walk, and Sosa is aboard.
Well, Sam Highfield had himself a day, folks. And I'm talking about heavy on the fastball. We knew it was coming. A lot of his fastballs to the glove side, not at the outside part of the plate. Doing an occasional changeup, occasional breaking ball, but he was heavy on the fastball. 7 strikeouts on the day. Talk about the key for him is not walking many batters, and he only walked 2. And I tell you what, what's impressive for me is he gave up the 2-run homer, then he retired 10 of the next 11 that he faced.
The way these College World Series play out is you need your superstars to deliver, and then you're going to need some support staff. The superstars delivered in a big way on day 1. Honeycutt, multiple walk-off hits in a tournament, and what we saw from Simo last night, more for Tennessee. Hit for the cycle, only the 2nd man to ever do that. And then he added another double to boot. That's a tough pitch to bunt. You were sitting there in the front row to watch that. I mean,
I was sitting in the front row, and I'll tell you this, and everybody knows that I went to Florida State, but I admired what that kid did yesterday. Tennessee, the at-bats were unbelievable. From pitch 1 to the last pitch he saw for the double down the line, it was impressive.
I mean, it was a laser show is what it was.
The home run, 117.4 miles per hour, straightaway center.
Nixon gets it down. He's got some backspin on it. He's hustling down the line, but a little flip from O'Brien will get him, but into scoring position goes Sosa. And just to finish on Christian Moore, the 117 is awfully impressive. He's strong, cycles incredible. His presence in the batter's box, like, he looked like a pro.
His presence in the batter's box, he commanded that presence. I mean, he knew how to spit on the breaking pitches. He wanted to be in that batter's box in a big moment. And then when he scored afterwards, he was leading the charge from the clubhouse, from the dugout as well. Very impressive, high character. He made himself a lot of fans yesterday.
Yeah, and I
might have made himself a lot of money.
That's what I thought.
I was going there.
He's climbing drop boards.
It's no secret
like that.
what he did this year. I mean, you take conference play alone, the 30-game schedule in Southeastern Conference. Simo had won the Triple Crown. I mean, batting average, home runs, and RBIs, and that's what probably going to be the College Player of the Year. And Charlie Condon mixed in there, but he out-hit, out-RBI'd, and out-homered everybody in conference play.
Something you guys might not know too about Simo is that ahead of his freshman year, you know, he saw the ball well. He was committed to Tennessee for a while, but he ended up getting contacts his freshman year. They realized that his eyesight maybe wasn't exactly 20/20 or 50/50, Eduardo, but they got him contacts, and he was already seeing the ball well. That changed a lot for him, and he's grown so much there in that program. I feel like that was one of the best things he could have done. A kid from Brooklyn, New York, ends up in Knoxville, and like you said, made himself a lot of money last night.
I'll tell you this, come draft day, that name will be called early.
Real early.
And it may be earlier after his next game and earlier after the next one. He's in a locked-in mode. All right, the go-ahead run is at second base after a meeting with O'Brien. His first pitch to Hefner misses.
NC State 1 for 7 today. Runners in scoring position. Kentucky 1 for 5.
Sosa the base runner. The outfield is definitely shallow.
No!
Great job by Burks behind the plate to block.
We got 2 catchers today that can flat out do it. Not one ball's gotten by either one of them yet.
Two balls, no strikes. Tie game, 8th inning. Hebner puts it up in the air to right. McCoy is under it. There'll be no thought of a tag. It's halfway between second and third. Now retreating is Sosa. And there are 2 men down. Talking about stars, man, people here cannot wait to see what that guy, Jack Caglione, is set to do for the Florida Gators.
See those shoes, how big they are?
What are they, like 17 or 18 or something?
18.
The jackhammer.
That's why his arms are so big. You got to carry those shoes around, and that's way a little bit.
Back-to-back seasons for him, over 30 home runs. How about that?
19s, they don't fit in the bag. He's got to carry them.
And Yellowstone couldn't hold him, wind or no wind today. If he gets a hold of one, you can forget about it.
Here comes Nick Mingione, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change as Noah Souls. Looks like he was going to get pinch hit for. So Mingione's going to take the ball from O'Brien. We'll take a timeout. Both head coaches making moves because game 1 is so important. 3-3 with 2 down in the 8th. Welcome back, everyone, to Omaha, the 2024 NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Big Ben McDonald, Eduardo Perez, Danny Wexman. I'm Carl Ravitch. Terrific job showing all the pictures, the sights, the sounds inside our production truck. Leading the way, Billy P, Bill Palladino, and Jeff Evers. And an amazing crew every year here in Omaha. Jackson Novi's on the mound right now. The lefty looks like Chase Nixon is going to be the pinch hitter for NC State.
Yeah, 41 strikeouts, that's a good number. 20 walks and just 29 2/3. It's all about the fastball for him. 35 of his 41 strikeouts for Novi have come on the fastball. And it's got a big time swing and miss. Swing and miss on the fastball, 26%. D1 average right at 18%, so much better than most.
So the second Nixon son, Chase, will get a chance to bat lefty on left.
Tough league, huh? Noah Souls 2 for 3 at the plate out of that 9-hole.
6'1", digging in just like his dad used to do. He talked to the Kentucky coaching staff. They watch YouTube videos all the time. One of their favorite teams, the 2004 Red Sox, the early Red Sox. The Dirt Dogs of Nixon and Damon, etc. 1-0 count. Off speed, and it's fouled straight back.
Here he is right now. Dad's more nervous than Mom. Mom's watched a lot of baseball, but Dad, from there, not as much as Mom.
That's a helpless feeling, isn't it? I mean, as a ball player, you're kind of in control. But as a parent, you have zero control.
It's a good take. Makes him take off his shades, too.
That's kind of the look, though, he played with, man. There wasn't a lot of giggling going on with Trot Nixon. And this is a huge spot. They got the go-ahead run out there at second base than Alex Sosa. Good pitch right there to Chase. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. .260 average, 14 RBIs. This would be the biggest one of his career.
First reset, number 12. First reset.
.158 batting average against lefties. 2-2, just missed. top of the order after Nixon. There are 2 down. And we have another issue with the Wi-Fi apparently. Pitch comm on Burks. He stepped out, basically started walking back to his dugout to address the issue. And Elliott Avent is wondering, like, was there maybe a balk there? Was time ever called? I think that's what the question is being asked by Elliott. Here we go again. Nixon digs in. Novy, the lefty, ready on a 3-2.
Staying in there against the lefty, knowing that you have not had success all season long against them. In a big moment here at the College World Series, it's left on left. Coming into pinch hit. The matchup is right for Kentucky, but the heart, we're about to find out.
The next 3-2 from the lefty, Novy. Way outside. That's a good at bat by the pinch hitter Nixon. It rolls the lineup over. And there are 2 aboard.
That's a great at-bat. Spit on a pitch 2-2, right on the outside part. Rightfully called outside. Get yourself on base. Give your teammate a chance.
Keep the line moving. It moved right to the top of the lineup.
What a chance for Eli and Serrano, the leadoff hitter. The sophomore is ready. First pitch bends outside. He made the tremendous catch in the Super Regional, which may have saved NC State's season. That one is on a line. It's caught in the air by who else? Emilian Petrie. 6th time today in 8 innings that he has ended the inning.
He is like a magnet out there. And I'll tell you what, if you're NC State, you better try somebody else. Because Petrie can do it over at second base.
Or they're going to be saying at NC State, just blame Canada at second base. This kid's in the right spot at the right time. Moving his feet. This time he doesn't have to. Just squat down, get that linea, and keep this ball game tied.
The greatest show on dirt has delivered through 2 games, and the same deal today. It has been outstanding. McCarthy exits stage left. Big home run. Kentucky was up 3-1, and Boozer was a strike away from getting through the 7th inning when Makarevich rode one out to right. A 2-run shot, knotted it up at 3-3. This bracket is outstanding. It is littered with brand name, big-time college baseball programs. Tennessee and Carolina move into the 1-0 game. You'll see that 7 o'clock Eastern time Sunday on ESPN2. That should be a great one. Florida State and Virginia play for their lives tomorrow afternoon. A&M and Florida later, and the game still to conclude. And if you haven't seen this guy pitch, Jacob Duden came in that Georgia Super Regional, and he set down Charlie Condon quickly.
Yeah, 55 punch outs and 47 innings work. It is a big arm. Fastball's going to average 96. He'll show you a 7 or 8. But for me, it's about the slider for him. His slider swing and miss is off the charts. 53% swing and miss on the slider of his. College average right at 33%.
2 balls, no strikes. The Nixons are now both in left and right field. Chase Nixon is in left. Luke has moved over to right. (2-0) Petrie. 3 balls, no strikes. Freshman out of Huntersville, North Carolina, ready on a 3-0. And how about a 4-pitch walk? How difficult is it, Ben? Big stage, freshman, to take what you have in the bullpen to the mound for the first time in this environment?
Extremely difficult. I have been there before, and it's like you can't feel your feet when you're running in for the first time. The emotions are so high, and now the ball is going to start to roll. The wheels are going to start to turn. Because now you got a guy over second base in Petrie who's got 25 stolen bases. And so what's that going to do? That's going to speed Duden up a little bit. And if there's a knock on Duden, it's the fact sometimes he doesn't get the ball over the white part of the plate enough.
Conversation going on down the line. Oh, this is really interesting right here because you can do a lot of things. They are very versatile when it comes to bunting. Got high velocity. Burks already has a bunt today, and it was a textbook bunt. I would expect the same. Right here, you're the home team. You got to move them over. Fundamentally, you have to be sound, and first base Petrie has to understand that you have to watch out for the backdoor pick just in case with the high velocity. Throw behind him. He doesn't get picked off.
Dr. Revich, very good third baseman, a couple of big plays in the Super Regional. He is now in on the grass. Burks does have a sacrifice, came back in the third.
Lot could happen there. You can see a bunt.
Petrie goes. Oh! That's a ball, and it's mishandled by Cozart. Straight steal from Petrie.
We're going with the times. This is what you call advanced scouting. You have to understand exactly what goes on here. Duden on the mound, high leg kick. Doesn't even look at Petrie. Petrie gets a good jump, but it doesn't matter anyway.
26th steal of the season. He bunts it high, playable. Oh, what a play by Cozart. He saw his first baseman, Pennington, coming for it. He hit the deck, and Cozart makes the play.
That was huge. Huge for NC State right there. Was trying to get that go-ahead run over to third base.
All it takes is just a little bit. Because it was coming in, breaking pitch. That bat head dropped, and as soon as it drops, solidity, stay on top, boom, right there. Ball goes up in the air.
Nick Lopez now. Duden maybe settles after that out. And he gets the strike.
And keep an eye on Petrie. He will take third, too.
It's going to be tough here with a left-handed hitter if he tries it. Better get a good jump. You have to be 100%, not 99, 100% sure you're going to make it if you're going to try that.
They call a balk right there on Duden, and that sends Petrie to third base.
Look, that was an inside move by Duden, and I think what it was is he didn't clear the rubber. In other words, he didn't step to the backside of the rubber on the inside move. The key with the inside move for a pitcher is getting that left leg up if you're right-handed. Left leg high enough where you can actually spin and get to the backside. If you bring that left leg down and you don't clear the back of the rubber, it's going to be a balk. And the call came right away.
And it was a third base umpire, Scott Klein. And as he got to the foul line at first base, he did exactly what you were suggesting with his leg. He lifted it up to suggest that didn't happen. Here's your look, Matt.
Watch the left leg and see if he gets it around. See, I think he stepped even with the rubber and not towards the second base side of it.
Tell you what, infield has to come in now. Pressure's on. They're going to meet it on the mound here.
And when I knew I was going to do an inside move, I would put my toe up against the rubber and kind of kick my back leg, my right foot like this, where it was easier for me to spin and make sure I got all the way over that way. The key is a high leg kick. Set your foot the right way on the right side. Hitter can't see what you're doing, and then you're able to spin toward the backside a little bit better. And he just never got all the way around.
Well, a huge, huge call in this game.
And this will be a better look at it here. Good leg. See how the leg didn't quite, and look where he stepped. He stepped almost right on top of the rubber.
Towards third as well.
And see how the leg kick was kind of short right there? If you get the big high leg kick, it's easier for you to turn around because you're trying to sell it. You want the guy at second base to think you're coming towards home plate with a big high leg kick.
Well, again, the presence of Petrie, as you said, he'll steal third if he had the right opportunity. He already stole second, and now He's 90 feet away as the go-ahead run.
This is a back-to-ball skill here that Nicky Lopez has.
Duden fires. Lopez fouls it straight back.
Lopez, a lot of doubles this year. That mustache has been in full effect, bringing it all the way from California to Kentucky.
Boy, Duden's got him down 0-2 here. Until you get to this point in the infield end, you're always thinking ground ball. But once you get to a 2-strike count, now Duden's thinking one thing: I got to have a big punch out now.
What we go with? 0-2. He throws that slider, and he got him.
Over 50% swing and miss right here on this pitch. And I'm going to tell you what, folks. Anything turned like this ought to have a blinker on it, because he's got a big-time slider. Look at that ball. Just down and in and just underneath the bat of Lopez, and a giant strikeout for NC State and Jacob Duden.
Gotta be careful here with the bunt.
Yep.
It's coming in.
Here is Daly. Not there, and he squibs one foul.
When Duden came in against Georgia in the Super Regional the other day, he threw 12 pitches to get out of the inning. All 12 were sliders.
All ACC freshman team. His first 8 appearances as a freshman didn't allow a run. That slider, you got to be careful. He's thrown 11 wild pitches. That's too far inside.
That one backed up there.
Petrie at third base, coming in right there. You could try to do a fake move as soon as he starts his delivery.
Daly behind 1 and 2 on a foul ball to the seats.
That's hard. That is a hard slider. 89 miles an hour.
Going from the windup like that, right? It's a hard one. Going from the windup, you have to try to disrupt them. See if you can throw one in the dirt.
Freshman against the kid with 2 years already of College World Series experience at Texas. 1-2, popped up. On the infield, it's the first baseman, Pennington. And how about it? Duden, the freshman, into the fire, and he walks away in a tie game. Runner at third, nobody out. Bunt fail, strikeout, pop out. It is 2, 3, and 4. Garrett Pennington will lead things off. We come back in a tie game in the 9th.
I know this area quite well, so hard not to go to the College World Series when it's here. I just got a picture from one of my old coaches. It was our 13-year-old team, and he was like, hey, this is probably the last time you were there. This group of guys and what we've gone through has been just really special for us, and now we're here. Like, it's a dream come true.
So you guys know 3 seasons at D2 Central Missouri for Pennington. He was an All-American there. He transferred to Wichita State, and then he told me when he got to NC State he wanted the chance to get back to Omaha to play in the Men's College World Series, and that is all in thanks to the transfer portal. Carl.
Yeah, that's certainly one criteria. How do I get there to actually play and not watch? He'll face Robert Hogan, the righty. First pitch is way inside. Pennington has reached twice with a couple of hits. Makarevich, the home run hitter, on deck. And then Kozart, who's also been on 3 times. 2 balls, no strikes. Still more action in that Kentucky bullpen.
Ball!
Now it's 3-0 to Pennington, who spent 2 years at Central Missouri and 1 year at Wichita State. As Danny just said, how do I get to Omaha as a player? 3-0 green light here?
No, but does it surprise you that first hitter coming out of the bullpen, again, first time in the College World Series, this environment is real. The pressure is real. Just saw him do to the top half. The bottom half of the 8th inning, we're seeing it again right here. First pitch, second pitch, third and fourth, all out of the zone.
24th appearance of the junior out of North Oaks, Minnesota. 6 feet, 195. There are the numbers. There are 20 walks there in 38 and a third, but he has got a strikeout per inning. And now, Alec Makarevich, the home run hitter. He tied it.
Ball!
He has not thrown a strike yet. Two-run home run in the 7th turned a 3-1 game into a 3-3 ball game.
I throw over the first here. I just changed the entire mindset.
Yeah, I like this visit right here.
This is such a dangerous hitter.
Well, this is what we talk about, right? You know, a lot of people think, well, experience doesn't matter at the College World Series, but I disagree. I think it matters to be in these situations and be able to find a way to slow your heartbeat down. When you're here for the first time, man, I'm telling you, and you remember your first time at the College World Series, the heart rate is off the charts. And unless you know how to slow it down, and that's hard for a youngster to do, is be able to slow the heartbeat down in these big, big moments. It just speeds you up to the point where you get out of sync as a pitcher.
This was loud. 7th inning. The game changer. They were down 3-1. Took 3 left turns out of Jim Toney. They were tied, and then Wayne Gretzky honoring him. Wasn't a 1-point goal, but a 2.
Hogan, the former Texas A&M pitcher, entered the portal in June. He was a Cat in September. The 1-0. That ball is hit hard to right field. Coming in, though, out there is McCoy. And that's a huge out for a guy that has been a big, big part of Kentucky's trip here to Omaha, Robert Hogan.
Hogan throws a lot of sliders, especially to right-handed hitters. The pitch arm side of lefties. He's going back-to-back here with lefties.
Kozar swings and misses on a good sinking off-speed pitch.
Yeah, Hogan's going to throw just 29% fastballs on the year, 68% breaking balls.
0-1. 1-1. One of the things Mincione talks about his strength is getting people to believe in themselves. And Hogan was pretty down in the dumps for a while. He's been different since he's got there. In fact, Mincione would describe Hoagie, the way he calls in the story, as being amazing. He wasn't making road trips. He wasn't pitching. He was down and out. And he has been fairly incredible here for Kentucky. And what a spot.
They call Hogan their best reliever. He's been their best as of late. And I've noticed in the shape of his slider, Eddie, I know you see it too. It's almost like that gyro slider, right? It doesn't have much left to right in. That's it right there. It just kind of bottoms out. It's almost straight down.
Yeah, it's got a lot more vertical break than it does horizontal.
Yeah, there's hardly any horizontal in it at all. That's the one they call the gyro slider. The grip's a little bit different. And it calls the ball. Traditional slider has a little bit of right to left in it. Boy, he was spinning it too. We just got a reading a little over 3,000 RPMs on the slider. Big league average on the slider about 2,400.
Yeah, but a 3-1 pitch to Kozar. Oh, he got him swinging there. Another one nearly 3,000 as far as his spin rate, and it's a full count.
And that's confidence in a breaking ball right there. 3-1 count. You got to throw a strike. He leans on that slider.
19 homers on the season for Kozar. Runner goes, and that is hooked. And it's down and fair. Pennington goes to third. They put the brakes on fair. And a good call as we are first and third with 1 down. How about the aggressive Wolfpack sending the runner?
You know, I was really curious to find out if Kozar was going to go take off the second, because if that would have happened, McCoy had a choice to make. Does he go to second with the throw? If he does, the lead runner then has the opportunity to score. Nice job right here of going down to get it with the body a la first out bat of his collegiate World Series career. And then right there, see, does it go home or does he go to second? If he goes to second, I think he makes it easy on runners at second and third.
Well, how about that move to the baseball by Kozar? He just went down there and stuck his nose in the backdoor breaking ball and hooked it.
The numbers are real, right? Less than 25% fastball. The rest is breaking pitch. They're sitting on it. Watch this angle right here. He's going on the pitch. 3-2. This ball's hit to left, to right field. Now he's rounding second. He's looking up, seeing if he's going to be sent or not. If he keeps going right there, throw is rightfully coming home. You have to make sure you take care of that lead runner. You would then have the opportunity to slide safely into second. If the outfielder by any chance makes a mistake,
and that's the read. That's the read on the third base coach, right? He is watching the outfielder and seeing where the ball comes in. And once he gets the read of where the ball is going, he puts a stop sign on.
Hogan out. Johnny Hummel, you get the ball. As the Pack are threatening in the top of the ninth of the tie game.
Smoke to left. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will, and it will go over the wall. This ball is hammered to right. McCoy going back. Makarevich has tied it. They gave him a chance, and he did it. What a game. What a College World Series. We are 2 games in, and in the 9th inning of this one, it is tied 3-3. Johnny Hummel, a go-to reliever all year, pitched to 1 batter in the first 5 tournament games. His numbers are great. First and third, first pitch, but a ball gets away. Coming in from third, Pennington, and NC State's got the lead.
and these are the things you have to be aware of. And NC State playing it beautifully right there. Ball in the dirt can't be blocked by Burks at all. He's done a fantastic job behind the plate. But a pitcher coming in from the bullpen, the first time you experience this, Hummel just spikes this one and just kicks off on the high spin. Showing bunt.
Yeah, he kind of overran that one a little bit. If you're Burks, that breaking ball always hits and spins back the other way.
Now he's got to compose himself, does Hummel, as he deals with Butterworth. Moving up to second is Kozart. NC State leads for the first time today, 4-3, and the only time Kentucky has trailed in the NCAA tournament.
Not a big arm for Hummel. Fastball 87-90. But the slider is outstanding for him. But sometimes when you bounce it in a big moment like that, you kind of stick it in your back pocket.
That's in there, 1-1. You fall back on your most recent experience. They brought Hummel in, runners at first and third against Oregon State. Micah McDowell. And he went right at him. 3 off-speed pitches. That's what led to them to Omaha. Similar situation, and that one got away. This one is to left field, and it is caught on a running play out there by Waldschmidt. So what he was able to do against Oregon State, Hummel bounced one, and Burks couldn't control it. So the Pack have a lead. Brings up Alex Sosa.
And NC State would love an insurance run right here. A big knock with runners in scoring position. If you're Kentucky, you got to draw a line right now.
Sosa 0 for 3 with a walk. You can look at ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Nicholson, McCarthy, McCoy, 6, 7, and 8 due up for Kentucky. Tie, 2 balls, no strikes. Kozart off second. That just missed 2, and it's now 3-0. A little hesitancy Ben to throw one down, given what happened on the wild pitch.
He went back to the slider right there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he throws another one 3-0 count right here. Because Alex Sosa could be letting it rip on a 3-0 count. And he's got the count in his favor, so he can sit on either the fastball or the slider, either one he wants to sit on.
3-0.
Yeah, another breaking ball. Not wanting to give in. It's not the time of the game to give in. You got first base open. It's all about making your pitches.
82-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch out in front of it. And now the graduate out of Charlotte, North Carolina, has got a 3-2 count. Trying to make sure they go back to the dugout, trailing by just one. Sosa's got home run popping that bat. Here he comes, and that is in the dirt again. That's a walk.
Last 4 pitches sliders. 3-0 slider, 3-1 slider.
That guy right there gave them a chance. After being down 3-1, put goose eggs up to give his offense an opportunity to come back.
The freshman is Luke Nixon.
Ball.
He's missing up. You know, when Makarevich hit that home run, and you know exactly how strong NC State's bullpen is, it felt like the pendulum moved into their corner.
Ball.
Advantage bullpen, NC State so far. That's been the story. Kentucky has not scored a run in the last 4 innings.
Now, if you're Luke Nixon right now, stay at home plate. Sit on the slider. Sit on the breaking ball. Hope you get one up in the zone.
I'll tell you what, I'm sitting fastball. And he throws a slider, I'll take it.
Good count
for number 1.
Good idea about being ahead in the count. You can sit on one or the other.
I understand he throws that slider and it's got a lot of depth. But right now, you have to have a feel for that number 1.
Foul. Here you go.
Think about how many pitches that Trot Nixon has thrown to Luke Nixon. And of course his brother. Both of them part of this team. Luke the younger, the freshman. For spots like this. Popped it up. Playable on the infield. Who's coming to get it? Who's going to get it? Watch out. They drop it. Nicholson came in. Burks was right there, and neither can come up with the ball. Another chance for Nixon and NC State.
Well, you're coming in hot from first base, and you see this ball, and you want to call it. And Burks not giving in on it. Not in the right angle. He's calling it as well, but as a catcher, unless you're straight up under it, you shouldn't be calling it. You wait until that infielder comes in hard, you hear him, you get out of the way.
First baseman has priority over the catcher.
So Nixon's got another chance, and a 2-2. And a little squibber to third that's foul. Say this about Burks, though, and we've seen it in this game when he called Daly off on a foul ball to third. He's an aggressive catcher when he's got an opportunity to make a play on a pop-up.
And that's fine. I love that. But if you hear your infielder calling it at all, and I don't know if he did or not, but you have to get out of the way.
2-2 to Nixon. And this ball is put up in the air to center field. And that will do it. NC State has rallied. They've got 3 runs in the 7th and the 9th. They lead it 4-3. First time Kentucky is trailing in the postseason. Nicholson, McCarthy, who's been in the middle of everything, and McCoy are due up. Will we have more magic here in Omaha in the bottom of the 9th? Or will the Pack win one?
set up for another one of those magical moments, or can NC State, returning to Omaha? Elliot Aben's longtime good friend Jimmy V, they use never give up as one of their mottos. And after what happened in 2021, they are back here and 3 outs away from going 1-0. Ryan Nicholson, first pitch from Duden, and he can hum it. 95 in there for strike one. Nicholson the other way, heading towards the line in the corner. We are tied! Ryan Nicholson's 22nd, and the magic lives on.
Big moments. This man right here. Down the line and left. Not only does he have a big home run, but he takes care of his teammate as well, giving him a little bit of more scouting report. Talk about some pop right there. Power to the pull side. He says, let me show you something in the biggest stage. That can also go oppo.
Not very often you got your best home run hitter sitting down in the 6th hole. 3 for 4 day for Nicholson.
McCarthy next up, first pitch in there. The one part of the guy that throws so hard, you both know it, most people in baseball do. He's helping provide some of that power. That was a 96-mile-an-hour pitch. Hit out at 99 to even it up at 4. Nope. Now how does the freshman Duden respond? Strike. McCarthy's left the yard already once. He rips that one into left field. And now Kentucky can play its game with the runner at first. Nobody out.
And anyone that is wearing blue here, all rise. This pitch. Fastball away. That's where they pitched him early. He made an adjustment during the game. Right down the line and left, right over the 3:35 sign.
What a series this has been, and what a game we have seen here today. You want to sign up for 10 more of these days?
Pretty good.
Wow.
I'm a little bit shocked about the pitch selection because Duden's fastball gets hit pretty good, but the slider doesn't. And they have pitched Nicholson all day long, away, and he keeps hitting the ball the other way with some authority. And yet he did it yet again.
Now they appear to have some numbers, timing-wise, on Duden. Remember, we had that early steal, straight steal from Petrie. McCarthy may be dealing with a bit of a hamstring, and he's been taken out, so they're bringing in a pinch runner.
And just so you understand, the scouting report are going away all season long. Nicholson hitting 125 on that pitch right there, outside corner, and he hit the spot. But Nicholson made the adjustment. Gets 500 inside.
But what I don't understand is he made the adjustment, not on that at-bat, he made the adjustment the at-bats before that. So why do you keep going? He's already shown you he's making an adjustment. Why do you keep feeding him fastballs in the same place where he's already adjusted to?
I agree 100% with you, except for the pitch that he hit next time, opposite field with a changeup. This time he goes with the heater, and man.
Because if I'm going to get beat in that situation, I'm getting beat with my best pitch. 100%. And clearly Duden's best pitch is his slider. So if I'm getting beat, that's what I'm getting beat on. That's how I've lived all year long.
So Nick Mingione has put Ty Crittenberger into pinch run. He started at Polk State Junior College, then 3 years at Western Kentucky. He played 143 games for the Hilltoppers. He's got 7 steals.
Yeah, he's 7 for 7. Doesn't have many at-bats at all.
And it looks like number 1, Patrick Carrera, the junior out of Mesa, Arizona, is going to come in as a pinch hitter.
7 for 7 when it comes to stealing as a pinch runner. So there's speed at first. Herrera very good handling the back when it comes to bunting and hit and running.
Kentucky has made a living this season. Their keys to success have been attack, get on the bases, small ball, steal, put pressure on the defense. We saw it early in this game, and they are certainly in a position to try to create that havoc here in the bottom of the ninth. The only SEC team without a walk-off win. This is their first trip ever to Omaha. Makarevich is moving in at third. Avent, the coach, is heading out to the mound. He's looking out there, and it looks like this is feeling like Newton is throwing his last pitch, Ben, or is he going to let him stay in? What do you think?
He's looking down there. Elliott's looking down there. So it looks like they're going to make a change. Because he's got two of the guys down there that can get it done. But Newton has been really, really good this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's just talking to the infield as well. Just look, this is what I want. This is a situation. Don't try to force it out at second if it's not there. But they're going to the bullpen.
Well, we're seeing strength on strength. NC State has relied on its arms out of the pen. Kentucky has relied on its legs. And they got a man on with nobody out after a huge game-time home run the other way from Ryan Nicholson. And it looks like Derek Smith, the righty, is coming in, one of their key relievers in such a huge spot. Heart's beating big time all around this building. We've seen two already, walk-offs, Tennessee and North Carolina. Kentucky is next up with an opportunity to do that. They have tied it here in the bottom of the ninth. They got a chance to win it. Derek Smith is going to do everything in his power to prevent it. Rittenberger is the runner at first base. All the steals, all the practice, all the small ball. And you have to assume, right? Pressure on the pitcher, pressure on the catcher, pressure on the fielder. We're going to see that.
100%. Look, this is what Kentucky's been working on in the fall, in the spring. This is their culture. And I think that's what's important. That message has already been received by the players. They bought into it, and right now they have to be able to execute. They've been prepared to execute. On the other hand, North Carolina State has also been preparing also for a moment like this.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Michione calls his offense the whatever offense. When I asked him about it, he said, we do whatever it takes to win. We could hit home runs, we could do small ball, we could do a lot of different things to win. And Elliott Avent went out, not only make a pitching change, but you're right, he talked to his infielders about any possible situation that may occur right here. So they'll be prepared to do whatever they can do. Now, NC State's going to turn to their guy, their back end guy, and Derek Smith. 8 saves on the year. Got some big time stuff.
Then the numbers of strikeouts to walks, 41-9. The sophomore is 6'2", 219 on the mound.
Yeah, I love his strikeout to walk ratio. Off the charts. 28 innings of work. How about 41 strikeouts? Only 9 walks. And there's going to be a lot of different reasons why you make a move to the bullpen. This guy might be a little bit better fielder. Maybe he can handle the bunt situations a little bit more. You know, there's a lot of different reasons. Maybe he likes the matchup.
Guys, last year, not the most successful season for Derek Smith, and Clint Chrysler told me that he went to the Northwoods over the summer, that grueling league, that summer collegiate league. He was a starting pitcher there, and he said, listen, he could have left after last year with the season that he had, but he decided to stay, and he's been nails for us. And you go back to that Louisville series where Sam Heifel was sick, Logan Whitaker was out, and that's when they figured out their bullpen, right? Derek Smith started to shine, Cooper Consiglio, Jacob Duden. That's where they found that three-headed monster, and Derek Smith's been nails for them.
Yeah, and you know, the other consideration too, move to the plate, timing, stopwatches everywhere.
Smith's got a good fastball. He'll tick up 93 to 95, but the pitch for him has been the slider all year long. 65% whiff rate on his slider. That is off the charts. D1 average about 33%. His 65%.
Pinch hitter Patrick Pereira set to dig in. Krittenberger, the pinch runner, with a fairly good-sized lead at first, and he fires over a fastball. Again, Krittenberger 7 for 7 in stolen bases.
Well, and Duden had that big high leg kick, right? He gives up some stolen bases.
Yep.
You watch Smith, he holds the runners a little bit better. That's a big lead right there. That's a well above average lead.
Comes to the plate, squares. There is that slider that's in there for strike one. Makarevich likely to be involved in a bunt play. Will he have time to go to second, get the out at first? The third base is vacated. Does Krittenberger keep running?
I'll tell you this right now, all you have to do if you're Herrera is just bunt, try to attempt to bunt the ball towards first. Worst case scenario, you allow Smith to make the play. Dead in the ball, hit it off the end of the bat.
0-1, Smith delivers. That's way outside. Good job that time by Kozar to get it.
This is the old bunt play number one. So as a pitcher, I'm responsible for the ball back to me and towards the first base line. Third baseman is responsible for that side of the field over there.
Smith ready, 1-1. Herrera gets it down. That's a good bunt. Smith takes his time, makes a good throw. And I'll say this too, Hefner, the second baseman, was in a great position if that throw sailed to back it up. He was behind first. Fundamentally well done, but the winning run moves to second base.
You get it off the end of the bat. That's what you work for the entire offseason, spring, and during the season in practice. These moments.
Kentucky have two chances now. They've not been great. Neither one of these teams great runners in scoring position today. Kentucky 1 for 8.
Grant Smith next up. First pitch, good one. Strike one. The outfield. This is back to the early days when it was TD Ameritrade. They are basically on the heels of the infielders. It's almost impossible to knock a ball over the infielder's head for a hit, and they're trying to cut down the runner. Swing and a miss. Well, the off-speed stuff is tremendous. 0.28 average on that slider.
It is. I mean, and why would you throw anything else? I mean, you may show a fastball just to make him think, but it doesn't need to be in the strike zone. Get it out of the zone and go right back to bread and butter, which is a slider.
That being said, you're on second base. You have to be a Krittenberger. You have to be aware of any ball thrown into dirt. On second base, you have a great angle, great visual on it. Take a strong secondary lead. Ball hits dirt, you can go without hesitation.
Derek Smith at the belt. Ahead 0-2 to Grant Smith. Smith on the ground. Makarevich. Good play. Here comes Krittenberger. Throw over. Safe at third base. Wow. How about Butterworth to get over there? And he was the guy that slapped the tag on Krittenberger, and he immediately went to say, let's review it.
Carolina State is challenging the safe call at third base. The previous play is under review.
Well, you talk about being 100%, you can get an extra 90 feet. You got to be more than 100% on that one, right? You're already in scoring position. Does he get the left hand in there or not?
He's in there.
I think he is.
He's in there. Now, this is the interesting thing. That sliding mitt adds a couple inches to your reach. That's why you see a lot of young players now using it. It's not just about protecting your fingers, but also about giving you an edge.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Did he slide over the bag? So the mitt was on the bag, but watch him go forward. Is there a time in here? Does the glove stay on the body? Okay, watch him keep going, keep going. The glove is still on. Now, is he contacted to the base there?
No. He's already off.
All right.
He's already off. I believe he's safe here. What?
He's safe there, but I'm saying.
Yeah, he takes the glove away.
Is the glove still on him? Okay. Glove still on him?
No, it's off.
No,
there it comes. Okay, yeah.
In any event, how about the Makarevich to Pennington, Butterworth cover, throw to first, throw to third was right on the money. And he didn't get a great jump, Krittenberger, on that play. But now you're set up with a slider in the dirt. We've seen one run score on a wild pitch. It puts a little more pressure on the pitcher, Smith.
And I love what Krittenberger did here because he just did not hesitate whatsoever.
After review, the safe call at third base is
called safe.
NC State has one challenge remaining for the game.
And Krittenberger actually took a step back, but he was committed. He believes in the speed. Now this is huge. Why? Because on the mound, Smith will go to his slider. A lot of pressure now on Cozart behind the dish. Anything thrown down. If I'm the hitter right now, I have to look up in the zone.
He's still going to lean on that slider because Cozart is one of the best in the country at doing this right here, blocking balls. It's going to put some pressure on him.
A lot.
But as a pitcher, I know I got to get to my best pitch. I can trust the guy behind home plate to keep him in front.
Ryan Waldschmidt is your guy, and that misses off. Ball 1. The junior hitting .340, 46 RBI. Krittenberger gets a lead at third base. Smith delivers the 1-0.
I'll be straight up with you guys right here. I walk the next two guys and I go after Burks. This is your guy right here. He's 0 for 4. You got the do factor, almost a replica of what happened yesterday in the North Carolina-Virginia game.
2-0, Waldschmidt. 3 balls, no strikes. That's a great job by Cozart.
He can do it. And I love how he fought to stay square with his shoulders. The key for a catcher blocking balls is making your shoulders are square to the pitching mound. And Cozart's as good as there is at doing that.
We've had 2 walk-offs. Kentucky 90 feet away from making it 3 for 3. 3-0. He gets the call in the corner. As a hitter, do you know what's coming?
I'm sitting slider, and I'm sitting only on a pitch that's coming right at me. Anything else, I'm taking.
Cozart does his job. He kept it in front of him. That's a walk.
It's just too risky. If you're going to walk it, you have to walk Petrie right now. Lefty at the plate. You got catcher Burks hitting in the 3 spot. Not a strong hitter, even though he is in that 3 spot. With the ability that Petrie has, the speed that he has, the hand-eye coordination, the way he has fouled balls off today, there is no way I'm squatting down here.
Well, they have the shift on. 3 on the right side for the Canadian, who's made a huge impact. And the first pitch to him, strike 1. He went with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't know if Petrie would try it, but they've been aggressive. How about a push bunt down third? 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Outfield playing very shallow. Maybe too shallow. With 2 outs.
Petrie foul. Now Smith has got him with 2 strikes.
And Kentucky can do anything right here. You can see Waldschmidt at first base leave early. Try to do a force ball, try to get the run down, try to get the run. You got speed both at first and third.
1-2, Petrie, as good a baseball player as Nick Mingione said he's ever coached. Krittenberger almost halfway down the line, outside. Balls and 2 strikes. Eric Smith trying to compose himself on the mound. Devin Burks, the leader of the team, the catcher, will be next up.
Slider time right here. Doesn't have to be a strike.
3-2 to Petrie. Off the glove, second baseman fields it. He will throw it at first. Wow, Hefner makes that play. He had traffic in front of him, and he composed himself and made the play. And it was started by the deflection of the glove of Smith to slow it down.
81 coming in, 89 coming off the bat. It's off the glove of Smith, and it gives life to NC State. Could have saved their season their first game right there. Great play. Great pitch. Risky.
Could have bounced anywhere. Wow, extras. We are in extra innings. The home run has tied this game up. Ryan Nicholson now assumes his position at first base as we begin the 10th inning. We've had 2 walk-offs, our first extra inning game. First pitch in there, strike 1. That was an amazing play off the glove of Smith. Hefner. And this ball is smoked to center field, and the long run and dive. Welcome to defense, Mr. Quittenberger.
Can't replace speed. Just in time right there. He comes in to pinch run. And we've witnessed a lot of it on the bases and now on defense. McCarthy, who he took over for, gives him a tip of the cap.
Elliot Aveck just looked at his assistant coach. He told us this story today. He said, look, I believe in it. Anytime you put somebody in as a defensive replacement, he calls that a Gowdy. For the great sports broadcaster Kurt Gowdy, who would say it's bound to happen. He said it's going to happen.
Ball's going to find you.
And the ball found Ty Quittenberger, and he made a tremendous play. Strike 1 from Hummel to Chase Nixon. Ball, 2 strikes, and a filthy slider there. Nixon boys do look like their dad, don't they, when they squat in that box?
Not quite as big yet.
No.
But they look like it.
They look like it. Dad, he's been in the middle of all sorts of baseball games, and now you can see his expression with one of his 2 boys on the team, Chase.
Is he having fun?
That's a great question. How you define fun? I'm not sure.
He almost looks miserable to me, but I know he's not.
That's fun.
There's not a lot of talking going on.
No, there is 0 conversation.
2-2. Oh, strike 3. He didn't think so, but he's punched out.
But it was there. It was a perfect breaking ball, and it was there right at the bottom of the zone. Devin Burks gets his thumb up out of this one and pulls it up. That's a perfect 2-strike breaking ball right there.
What we're witnessing this afternoon are 2 of the better pitch framers behind the plate as well.
Here's Eli Serrano. In there for strike 1. Hummel's starting to get a feel, too, for the off-speed pitches for sure.
Here he go!
No swing. Long, lanky guy with 9 homers. 0 for 4 on the day. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string at 78.
2 different breaking balls. One he's shaped a little bit different than the other. Speeds are just a shade different.
Extra innings, NC State and Kentucky. Each team scored a run in the 9th. Kentucky a game-tying home run. The 1-2 to Serrano outside, 2-2. That man right there has seen just about every single thing you can see on a baseball field. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out.
Big time there. Big time breaking ball.
Johnny Hummel does the job for the Cats, and now they will come to the plate in the bottom of the 10th with a chance to win it. It'll be the middle of their order coming up.
This night, this crowd, come on, put 'em up, let me hear it loud. This town, this city, this ground, stand up on your feet, put your worry down, and every one of you, all around.
They are building that tower right there in an effort to rally the troops and get a run to win it in the bottom of the 10th inning. The Men's College World Series, 2 walk-offs yesterday. North Carolina, Tennessee. Vols rallied from 4 down in the 9th to win their game. Vance Honeycutt was the hero for Carolina. Danny, how's it going down there? How's the mood right now?
Yeah, it's light, to say the very least. They're stacking caps right now on Nolan McCarthy, who has been appointed the dugout captain. And I don't know how many hats they have, guys. I'm going to go with like 15, approaching 20, as you can see them stacking. So needless to say, they're loose and ready.
All right, as we begin the bottom of the 10th inning, 3, 4, and 5 due up for Kentucky. This is Devin Burks. First pitch misses in. Again, the difference generally between Kentucky and most other teams, 3, 4, 5. They don't all have 20 homers. Burks steps up with 3 on the season. Good pitch from Smith. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the way to Burks. He laid off it, and now it's a 3-1 count. Looks like Kentucky came in with the we play small ball run. They have not taken too much advantage of those situations. The home run is what tied it. They get the leadoff man on a 3-1. Yes, they can. Way overthrown. And the leadoff man in the bottom of the 10th is aboard.
Here go the wheelies spinning again.
And again, this team, the way it's built, anything can happen in any part of the lineup. Just because it's Nick Lopez up as the cleanup hitter does not mean he will not lay one down.
Burks, a catcher with some good speed. 19 stolen bases on the season.
Right now, it is scatter right for Derek Smith. He's got to find the strike zone and find it in a hurry.
Look down at the mound after he has missed with his last 2 pitches. Maybe a landing spot issue creeping into his head. The 1-0. And this one to center field. Serrano right there. Down. Now Mitchell Daly. Hard one here, right? To stay true to who you are and what you are. Nicholson, who hit the homer, is on deck. Good lead from Burks at first. Not going. That one misses.
Daly's bunted 17 times this year, 9 sacrifice bunts.
Interesting one with Nicholson on deck, a home run hitter. Do you want to vacate first base? Give him an opportunity to pitch around him. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down. Did he get him on the foot? Yes, he did. What a job by Kozart. And Butterworth ranging towards the first base side. Got the tag on him.
Well, you don't want to know one reason why Kentucky's not running a whole lot? That dude behind home plate right there, because he can do it. And watch the throw right here, because I felt like the batter kind of leaned over the plate on this, but watch Kozart's move right here. Leans a little bit and sidearmed it down in a perfect throw.
Well, a lot of catchers are now being taught to throw that way because it tails into the runner. You're quicker when it comes to pop times. And it seemed like it was a hit and run. You get right there, Daly, not making contact. Great throw, not a great jump. Perfect combo.
Trying to finish him off on a 1-2. That ball is hit deep to left field. Is it enough? It is! Another walk-off. Mitchell Daly does it. And Kentucky wins it.
Kentucky. Well, today it was about the power. Wind blowing in, it did not matter. 3 big home runs for the Wildcats to get this W over North Carolina State.
No small ball needed. Mitchell Daly, his 7th home run of the year, 2nd hit of the day. And as far as this College World Series goes, 3 games. All of them end with the home team winning via the walk-off.
Crazy. Kentucky had the least amount of home runs of any team in this field right here, and yet they hit 3 today. It looked like another breaking ball to me. Breaking ball is still on the inside part of the plate. We'll take a look at it right here. Yep, breaking ball, look where it is. I mean, it is just sitting up there screaming, hit me. And it quickly gets turned around. Mitchell Daly, his 7th home run of the season, folks, and that's a walk-off.
Mitchell Daly with his World Series experience comes in here and now helps the Cats to win their first ever game in Omaha. The celebration is on.
First time Kentucky in the College World Series. What a game to be able to have the first W here in Omaha.
He played in 2 College World Series for the Longhorns. Mingione talks about his character, his dad, a retired 4-star general. His mom served as well. And man, did he serve up the biggest home run. And you can see the head coach take a knee, waiting for Daly to come to third base. Kentucky 5, NC State 4. Seriously, can you believe what has happened in the first 3 games of this World Series?
Well, we said it earlier. I mean, I felt like last year was the best College World Series we've ever seen, but
it's been in 3 games. It may have been passed.
Yes, we've already surpassed it. It feels like in just a day and a half.
Wow, that is crazy. These 2 teams. How about the starting pitching we saw today from Highfield and Boozer?
Well, you need your starters. I mean, it begins with starting pitching, and that's how you stay in ball games. And Highfield goes 7 innings, gives up 3 runs, strikes out 7. And Boozer, equally as good, 6 2/3. He gives up 3 as well.
2 for 2, Danny, on the walk-offs.
Yeah, it's kind of unbelievable, Carl. I just asked you, Mitchell, how's your heart rate right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was up there. I feel like I'm about to pass out, so I got to calm down for a second.
You were pointing into the stands. Who were you pointing to?
My parents and my family and my girlfriend, they were all sitting right there, and I'm just so happy they could see that moment. So.
Your family has served. There's so much pride there. You moved around so much when you were younger. What has Kentucky meant to you?
Oh, this is a special place. I mean, you can see the energy that all these fans bring, and the dugout. I mean, everybody's just playing for each other. It's special. So.
It's not your first Omaha, but how special is this? Why is it different?
I mean, to come here with the program that's never been. I mean, Kentucky showed up, showed out. I mean, like I said, it's special, so we're going to keep going. Not done yet, so.
Can you walk me through the approach at the plate for that home run?
Yeah, I mean, Amo and Kuzi both said, hey, I mean, if it's up, you know, just try to go for it. You know, he had a big slider, and I was sitting in on that pitch and happened to get the exact pitch I was looking for, so.
I know most of these guys, it's their first time here in Omaha. It's Kentucky's first time in Omaha. How does that weigh on you?
We're just trying to make these fans proud, play for each other, like I said, and, you know, a lot of baseball left to be played, so yes, ma'am.
The dugout is different than anyone we've probably ever seen. Why is it special in your eyes?
Man, like I said, everybody just loves each other. I think you can see it through the dugout, and the energy they bring really helps everybody who's playing, and like I said, just thankful for these guys.
Congrats, go celebrate.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Carl.
All right, Danny, phenomenal job by both teams today, and we have seen unbelievable games through the first three, with one more coming up tonight. A&M in Florida, we'll pass the baton. Mike and Kyle and Chris Burke, Chris Button, see if you can deliver. What a performance, and maybe the Capital One rewarding performance is the dugout. They put all those caps on top of the head of McCarthy, and guess what? It worked, the karma.
It worked. Slider that had not been hit all year long. Putting 0-2-8 coming into this game. The hand and slider. Mr. Daly using that transfer portal to transfer Kentucky to a 1-0 victory.
College baseball is in a good spot, everybody, and this College World Series is off to an amazing start. We still have one more game tonight, and then, of course, two more tomorrow. It's just hard to believe that this thing just got started and all this excitement. And I guarantee you this, there's a lot more folks in Lexington who are now saying, you know what? Back them up. We're heading to Omaha. Team is 1-0. That will do it for us. For Ben McDonald, Eduardo Perez. You pitch him, and Daly today will ditch him. Home run in the 9th, home run in the 10th. The Wildcats will win it. We will see you again with our next game, 7 Eastern Time, ESPN Florida and A&M. I'm Carl Ravitch. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Enjoy the point. We have certainly enjoyed all of the action, with plenty more still to unfold. The Cats win in their first game in Omaha.